cheering Israeli deaths in Gaza. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's a crowd gathered today as Hamas handed over 4 coffins to the Red Cross to give to Israel more than 500 days after the terror attack and kidnappings that triggered the war.
The bodies of 4 hostages are returned. The victims include a mother and her 2 very young children, as well as an 84-year-old man who was abducted along with his wife, toddlers Ariel, Bibas, Kafir, and their mother, Cherie, and a journalist and peace activist, Oded Leifshitz.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. This weekend, Hamas will free 6 hostages who are still alive, the last ones to be released in phase 1 of the Gaza ceasefire. Germany's leader says it's wrong and dangerous to deny Ukraine's president is legitimate. Reacting to President Trump calling Volodymyr Zelensky a dictator, staying in office with elections on hold.
I love Ukraine, but Zelensky has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions of people have unnecessarily died.
The president has also blamed Ukraine for starting the war nearly 3 years after Russia invaded. Now, he may meet in the coming days with Russian leader Vladimir Putin discussing ending the war after U.S.-Russia talks earlier this week without Ukraine involved.
Meanwhile, at the Department of Defense, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is ordering the Pentagon to make plans for major budget cuts of their own. Hegseth writing in a memo, quote, "We must act urgently to revive the warrior ethos, rebuild our military, and reestablish deterrence."
That's Fox's Brooke Singman. The layoffs of recent federal hires considered probationary employees continues. Multiple reports have the IRS ready to let 6,000 workers go. And as DOJ, the Department of Government Efficiency, keeps working to slash spending amid Democrat legal challenges, President Trump says he's considering sending checks to us.
I love it. A 20% dividend, so to speak, for the money that we're saving.
The Senate plans vote today to confirm Kash Patel as FBI director. Democrats oppose him but can't block him. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It was caught on tape. It is 6 degrees on Monument Circle. Your radar is clear. The roads are slick. Your high today, 21. I'm Ryan Hedrick for SeeBeyondTheAddiction.org. At 6:02, here's what's trending. A video seen over 100,000 times shows Lawrence police punching a restrained man during an arrest in a Walmart parking lot on Tuesday. That man's mother told Wish TV that there's no evidence to justify the level of violence that she saw on that video.
Although we're not slaves, I feel like we're enslaved. We're going to always be targeted. I honestly, there were 2 other people in that fire lane. None of them got hit in the mouth.
A Lawrence Police Department report said that the man battered and resisted law enforcement. One of the officers involved in the incident has been placed on leave. Investigators are looking into what started a house fire that killed 4 dogs on the near west side of Indianapolis Wednesday night. Firefighters say they arrived in a neighborhood not far from 10th and Rule, and they witnessed flames coming from a home. They said nobody was inside that home. Emergency rescue workers tried to revive the dogs, but they could not. Governor Mike Braun signed an executive order Wednesday to hold the rising costs of ABA therapy in check. Here's Jake McDaniel.
It's also to make sure kids and young adults in Indiana are cared for. If you don't know what ABA therapy is, it's basically known to help kids with autism improve their skills in life. Indiana Medicaid payments on ABA grew from over $14 million to $120 million in just 2 years. Payments are expected to rise even more to over $600 million next year for 8,000 kids. Braun says he expects advice soon to help Medicaid payments become more sustainable and to help Hoosier families. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying about $2.96 for a gallon of gas today, says Gas Buddy. That's well below the national average of $3.16. And the Indiana Pacers get back to work tonight after the All-Star break, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies at home. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. You have traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
It's Chimney Solutions Indiana 10% off special going on now. Chimney sweeps and inspections included.
This is our 10th year in business. To thank all of our customers, we're offering a full 10% off all services. Don't let your fireplace and chimney be a headache. Let our team help you enjoy your fireplace this season.
Call the experts. Call Chimney Solutions Indiana at 317-757-6979 or visit chimneyindy.com.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, Joiner Homes is ready to help make your dream come true. They offer the flexibility to build on your own lot, allowing you to build a home in the place you've always envisioned. A dedicated in-house team of experts will guide you through every step, offering unmatched personalization and flexibility. Joiner Homes provides clear and upfront pricing and floor plans to inspire you. There's no time like the present to get in touch with Joiner Homes to talk about your vision and learn more about their building process. Visit joinerhomes.com.
All right, West Side errors crash northbound 465 at West 21st Street. 2 right lanes are blocked and traffic is stopped back to West 10th Street. Leaving downtown towards the northwest side, northbound 65 at White River Bridge, crash blocking 2 left lanes. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Hey, Craig, good morning to you. It is frigid this morning, and Matt mentioned a little bit, we got some snow-covered roads because we were so cold, and about 1 to 3 inches that we received late last night. So take it easy this morning. We're not going to add any more snow. That's the good news. Mostly cloudy skies. We just say bitter cold, a high of 21, wind chills into the single digits through the afternoon. Mostly cloudy, quiet, and cold tonight, a low of 11. Sunshine comes back out on Friday, a high of 31. We start to warm things up this weekend. Partly cloudy, a high of 35 Saturday. Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 40, and even warmer still Monday back to work. Partly cloudy, and highs near 50.
Thank you very much, Marcus. 6:06 Thursday morning. Tony Katz in the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Thrilled to be with you today. Lots of things to talk about, but very simply, I want my money back. That's what so many people are saying online, all over social media. And our current president is saying, all right, let's go ahead and give you some money. Doge to save us billions, if not trillions of dollars. Hopefully, I think something in the neighborhood of 55 billion, which some of these sound like Dr. Evil numbers for sure. And there's a crazy story about a Stacey Abrams-backed nonprofit that got billions of dollars and probably won't get this money anymore, which is great if that happens. But anyway, if we save all of this money, both Elon Musk and Doge and President Trump think they should give it to us. You know what's so funny about these ideas to me? What I think is amazing about them is there's no way they can't be incredibly popular with almost every American if they actually happen. If you do this over here, do that over there, and then you just write everybody a check for $5,000, $10,000, whatever it might be, there's no way people don't like that because free money is wonderful all the time. And so it's funny, amusing, whatever word you want to choose, that these are some of the ideas they're talking about a month in to President Trump's second term in office, because it demonstrates to me how easily they can win over many, many people who would claim to be never Trumpers or, hate the guy and refuse to do anything that he wants us to do, kind of individuals. The Trump derangement syndrome will be defeated if you get checks for $5,000. At least I hope it will. Maybe it won't. I'm probably being overly optimistic about this, but I can't imagine anything more popular than saving taxpayers' money and giving it back to them, as opposed to just saving it and then moving it to some other bucket somewhere else. But that's one of several things that President Trump said. And actually, I have that audio. We can go ahead and play it just to prove that it's true. But I do love this stuff.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions. And
it's true.
We're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt.
Thank you very much, sir. I will take that check. I will do wonderful things with that check, and I'll be very, very grateful to have it. It is crazy, though. I will say one other thing about this. When you hear about the ridiculous ways the government spends our money, because that is the first thought that should run through a lot of people's heads is, man, I want that money back. That's not something I want to see us spending on. It's not something I want to see our money going toward, or my money, my taxpayer dollars individually going toward. It seems wasteful and dumb, whatever the things are. And there's a whole list of those that are popping up, and we can get into that a little more later on in the show. But I think that's kind of genius because there's one last thing I'll say, and then we'll take a break, and we'll get back to this later on. Tony's going to be on the show as a guest today later, too, just to throw that out there. I think at about 7:45, we'll hear from Tony Katz live from CPAC, which will be fun. But the last thing is that there's so many people out there that right now are anti the things that Doge is doing. And I don't know why or how. Genuinely, you see people on social media like, don't let them ruin our government and the things our government does. And they don't know what our government does. These people aren't following and checking to see all the ways the money is being wasted and spent and sent to places it shouldn't go. And so it's kind of amazing to watch people be anti, taxpayer savings or waste, fraud, and abuse removal. Something that Democrats have long been a proponent of, at least vocally, maybe not via any action whatsoever, since they're the ones on the take, but at least vocally they say it, that they'd like to see this change. And so now, finally, something is happening, and people somehow don't like it. It makes no sense to me, but if you get a check for your money back, how do you get mad then? I guess is the point. So I assume that's the move. I assume that's the intention of it. And I hope it actually works. I don't think a lot of people will be out there on their social media pages saying, I don't want my $5,000. Give it to this studying of something ridiculous in some foreign country instead of to me. But all right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. Greg Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
This is Gary Dick, Governor Braun on property tax reform at 6:32. Brought to you by IBJ's Excellence in Healthcare event, February 25th. RSVP to secure your corporate table now at ibj.com/events.
AAA not only is the best at helping you out with flat tires, roadside assistance, replacing my dead batteries at work, but they can also plan some amazing vacations. And with all this snow and ice, I'm ready for a trip to Universal Studios with the family in Florida. You know what I mean? No matter where you're headed, AAA can help you get the best price on your next vacation at the AAA Travel Expo, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel.
It's free. You don't even have to be a AAA member to attend. Although members love additional benefits like 24/7, 365 roadside assistance. So save the date right now for the AAA Travel Expo 2025, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. Find your dream vacation at Indiana's favorite travel show. Bring a friend and enjoy the day. Get more information and pre-register for your chance to win a $500 AAA travel voucher at AAA.com/expo.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you will love your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
We all have people in our lives we interact with. Maybe it's your favorite barista, a neighbor who waves to you every morning, a coworker you grab lunch with, or maybe it's me, the hairstylist you've gone to for years. What if you learned I had a substance use disorder? Would it change how you see me? It's okay to see the addiction, but when you choose to see the person, not just their disease, it can help change someone's life. Learn more at seebeyondtheaddiction.org.
That's are us when dreams don't get in. That's are us. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's our us. When dreams sunk in, that's our us.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Just an ugly-looking crash on northbound 65. This is outbound away from downtown. Northbound 65 at White River Bridge or before 38th Street, Kessler Boulevard. And right now, 2 left lanes are closed in the northbound direction of travel. On the west side, crash northbound 465 at West 21st Street. And this is a crash blocking 2 right lanes as we check out that west side. Again, northbound 465 at West 21st. Stopped to West 10th Street and moving at just a 3-minute delay right now. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRU green.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered flurries with isolated snow showers before 7 o'clock today, then scattered flurries throughout the day, and partly sunny, a high near 21. With wind chill, it's going to feel like negative 10 outside. Right now it is 4. It feels like negative 16. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Patio furniture preseason priced at 30% off. This weekend, get an extra 20% off at Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. Today's show, by the way, is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Matt Bear, I saw a stat that says that people believe, some people, that our pets know us better than any human does. I don't think you have any pets, right, Matt?
No, I have nothing.
All right. That sounded sad. You could get one. Would you want to go with a dog or a cat? Is that something you'd want to do or no?
I'm going to start with a cat, I think, and
Sure.
because I think the cat could handle my urban living a little bit better, and the fire trucks and the noise and the general chaos that envelops my apartment every night. So, yeah.
Well, to be honest, too, cats are the, person that doesn't actually want to be in your apartment kind of thing. It's like the roommate that doesn't want to live there anymore. So that's kind of nice.
Great. I can have that for my self-esteem.
Yeah. But anyway, apparently a lot of people.
First roommate I've had in 2 decades. All right. Yeah. You want to move out. Okay.
A lot of people think that their pet knows them better than humans do. Now, obviously, this is wrong. They don't. I think for me and with my dog, the reason that it's such a fun pet to have is that it loves you no matter what. Like all the time, even if you get mad and like say something that seems mean, 2 seconds later, that dog's going to love you. That's not knowing me great, but that is certainly being easy to deal with. So maybe that's all it is. I'm not really sure. But a whole lot of people on National Pet Day think that their closest relationship in their life is a animal and not a human. That says a lot about us as people, I think.
Now, it kind of sounds like that you're gaslighting the dog into feeling bad just so it could want your affection again. I'm just.
I don't do that. I'm not saying I do
the
that.
dog, and then it comes back with its tail between his legs. I'm sorry, Craig.
No, never, not at all. There's no reason to get mad at my dog. Actually, it's very friendly, very nice. There's no reason to be upset. That's great. Daydreamers are more likely to remember all kinds of dreams than people who don't dream during the day. I don't know where this stat comes from, or I think that people just lie. Like, that's the thing. You can't tell that someone actually remembers dreams, but if you ask them to tell you what they remember, they can just make stuff up. So my assumption is that the people who did this survey just lied about things. But according to science, apparently, if you daydream, you also have vivid dreams while asleep.
I mean, it's good in a sense where, I mean, I think it was Axl Rose or one of the more popular musicians from my era of the 90s and 2000s always said, yeah, I wrote my best stuff from my dreams. Sure. And I always thought that was kind of cool. So, you get a little daydreaming action, then you get those lucid dreams. The problem with these lucid dreams is they can go south on you really fast, man.
You have lucid dreams?
Well, yeah, lucid dreams. And, the daydreaming goes into the dreams.
Yes.
It's just I'm always in a catatonic state, it seems like. but yeah, I mean, it's fun. And if you have that active imagination, especially if you throw a sleep aid on top of it, and you're in that really deep fourth stage of sleep, that REM sleep. Right. I mean, that thing gets bad. You're going to be there for a minute.
Yeah. Lucid dreams is where you can control your dream while you're in it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
I don't have those.
You don't?
I want those. No, I never. Like when you fly or something, I can't make myself do that stuff. I would want that. Do you have those often?
Well, I mean, yeah. I also have black mold sitting next to my bed, so maybe that's it. No, yeah, I do.
Man.
I do.
I need to get that checked.
Yeah, it's that open can of paint that I keep in the bathroom.
Sure.
I do have those. I think they're kind of fun. And I was actually talking to a coworker about this earlier in the week because she was saying, yeah, I'm going to have to take some melatonin tonight, and then I'm going to end up with a lucid dream. I'm going to wake up, my sleep's going to be restless and everything. So, I mean,
wow.
I don't know. According to this study, I mean, do we just shut off our daydreaming because that's something we do at work to pass the time,
Correct.
We're going to need that. Yeah. We just can't shut that down.
No, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think, again, that the people who are saying that they remember the dreams better might just be making it up. But maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe it is the open can of paint next to the bed that's helping with all this. Maybe that's what's occurring, and it's missing from the study.
If you also live next to a paper factory, that'll do it, too.
I know you're a movie guy. I know you love a bunch of movies. Someone created a list, I think this was on Reddit, of the absolute worst billion-dollar movies. These are movies that gross well over $1 billion, but have terrible, terrible ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. The Lion King live-action movie was number one on this list.
Oh, come on. That's so sad.
Did you like it or no?
No, I didn't see it, but it's the Lion King. It's a beautiful story. I mean,
but it's the live-action version. $1.7 billion, 51 on Rotten Tomatoes. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, came in at number 2 on this list. Do you agree with that one?
No, I thought I liked it for what it was. I mean, I wasn't expecting it had a little Mark Hamill, a little Harrison Ford. Something happened to Harrison Ford that I didn't approve of. But,
well, no, that's the seventh one, right? This is the ninth. This is the last one.
Oh, this is the
not
last
The Force
one.
Awakens. This is weird how much I know about Star Wars. It's not The Force Awakens. It's The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, that was universally panned, right? I mean, everybody said this sucks. This is not Star Wars.
To be honest, and spoiler alert, I guess, if anyone hasn't seen this yet, it's been some years, though, so I think it's okay. There's a relationship dynamic in this one between the bad guy and the good guy, and that made no sense. That's ruining Star Wars in ways I don't want it to get ruined. I don't want there to be tension romantically between the Kylo Ren character and the Skywalker character.
Did it involve his stepdaughter or anything?
No, man. It was in the regular movie theater.
Okay.
It wasn't on those other sites.
There wasn't a babysitter involved.
No, it wasn't any of that stuff. Number 3 on this list. Oh, man. We're going to get fired the first segment in.
623.
I know it is. The third one on this list is a Jurassic Park movie, Dominion. I didn't see that, but that had a 29 on Tomatoes. And then Aladdin live action also did terrible. That put $1.1 billion. So those are some of the ones on the list. I think that any Transformers movie, and several of them make the list of bad movies, should get an immediate pass. Because Transformer movies may be terrible, but going in they're going to be terrible. No one goes to one of those movies thinking it's going to be great, like writing-wise. At least that's my opinion.
Now, wait a second. You're giving a pass to Transformers, but you're not giving a pass to Star Wars. So you were more invested into the Star Wars than to Transformers. That's basically what you said.
I think some would argue, I would not be the Star Wars super fan that would do this, that they're written better. I actually had an argument over Thanksgiving with my uncle about how well written the Star Wars movies were. And me being like, I don't think they were that well written. He goes, how dare you, sir? These are some of the best written things in cinema. But I don't think anyone's ever made that argument about a Transformer movie.
Well, the problem with the Transformer movies in that trilogy was, I mean, there was an original animated version of Transformers back in the 80s, okay? A Transformers movie. And
yes.
Optimus Prime actually said, damn it, in the movie. And this was, I mean, I thought Scorsese was directing.
Right.
Like,
I mean, that was really, you're right.
This is rough. But the movie featured actually robots and Autobots and different robots dying. And it was so bizarre to watch because you had this major profanity in there and then all these true life lessons in this Transformer movie. Craig, the movie is amazing. It's really, really
I've
good.
Seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen that movie.
It has that 80s rock song at the end of it. You got to fight, you know, and just going, nah. The Transformers trilogy with Michael Bay didn't have anything like that. I mean, it didn't have the, you know, the hairband or, you know, the sharks eating the robot and the screams of pain and destruction.
During that entire rant about the cartoon Transformers movie, I realized I have to introduce you to my uncle. You guys would get along very well and have some nice movie conversations. All right, Matt's got traffic for us. We'll be back in a little bit.
All right, Craig, looking at this weather situation, the roads could be really slick today. The side streets I came in on were covered here this morning. The one-way's not so bad, but this could be a difficult rush hour as far as the ramps go and the bridges. Please be careful on those. I'm now seeing a bad delay. On the west side, it's westbound at 70 from 465 and running halfway to that airport collector ramp. So we are stopped there on westbound 70 by the airport, keeping an eye on that. Also on the west side, northbound 465 at West 21st Street. That's a crash blocking 2 right lanes and slowing traffic down to West 10th Street. Northbound 65 at White River Bridge crash. 2 left lanes are blocked and no delay there. Traffic sponsored by B Window. This month at bwindow.com receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Some people are very upset at all the golfing Trump has done. Have they met Biden?
Join us Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. And a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news. We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what the heck do you have to lose? We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Call Ron or Terry at 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. That's rragency.org. A health plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
Hi, this is Denny Smith, and I'm betting that you already know that your carpets could use a good cleaning. There's no telling what's in those carpets at this point, and here's some great news. Zerorez has a February special of 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $119, plus a 4th room clean free and $75 off air duct cleaning too. The Zerorez pros know how to get your carpets and floors and rugs and upholstery and even your ductwork really clean. And they can help you deal with the deeply embedded dirt, dander, and allergens, not to mention those pet stains and some of your stains. The game changer is the patented ZR water that uses no soap, leaves no residue, and there are no harsh chemicals because they just aren't needed to get things really clean. It's time to get it all Zerorez-ified. Give them a call, mention WIBC, get 3 rooms cleaned starting at $119, plus a 4th room clean free, and $75 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141, or book things online at ZerorezIndy.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The roads you're driving on are slick. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 6 degrees, but it feels colder than that. 22 is your high today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. Every part of Indiana got snow at some point from Wednesday night into early this morning.
We had some reports of snow amounts as high as 3.5 inches. Here at the airport, we had just under 2 inches with that event.
Andrew White is a forecaster at the National Weather Service Indianapolis. He says much of the snow will freeze because of how cold it is today, which will cause slick traveling conditions. An Indiana State Troopers squad car was hit by another car last night as snow and freezing conditions persisted on roads throughout Indianapolis. The trooper is okay. A video shows Lawrence police punching a restrained man during an arrest in a Walmart parking lot on Tuesday. His stepfather told Wish TV what he saw on video isn't right.
We are definitely going to be seeing what else can be done to make sure that no one else has to feel this kind of intimidation from the Lawrence Police Department.
One of the officers in the incident was placed on leave. Police are looking into this. 2 people were killed on Wednesday when 2 planes collided above an airport in Arizona.
The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating. Last week in Arizona, a pilot was killed at Scottsdale Airport after a private jet veered off the runway and collided with another jet that was parked. Aviation safety remains in the spotlight after a number of recent fatal aviation incidents in North America, the most recent involving a Delta jet that flipped on its roof while landing in Toronto.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin reporting. The airport is near Tucson, Arizona. Delta Airlines is offering people $30,000 who were on that crash landing in Toronto. The airline told them the payment has no strings attached and it won't affect their rights. All 80 people on board survived that crash. IU Indianapolis is breaking ground on an arena to honor an Indy civic and business leader. Here's Jake McDaniel.
The James T. Morris Arena, which is worth $110 million, will be on the college's campus just south of Sydney in Lois Eskenazi Hall.
We want our athletes to have a legitimate Division I experience, and having a nice gym on campus, a nice facility to compete with, frankly, the rest of the Horizon League will be nice and bring good things to our game.
That's IU Indianapolis Athletic Director Luke Basso talking to Wish TV. The arena is expected to be done by late next year. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports coming up in 2.5 minutes at 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Without additional homeowner property tax relief, Governor Mike Braun says he is likely to veto the legislature's relief proposal and call a special session to address the issue on which he focused his campaign. Braun told reporters Wednesday he would veto Senate Bill 1, which previously carried his plan to slash property taxes, but was pared down significantly in committee. The Senate passed the bill, which had been labeled the Republicans' top legislative priority, 37-10 on Monday. That bill now moves on to the House. Talent EVV, a talent attraction strategy that is part of the Evansville Regional Economic Partnership, or EREP, is working on a refreshed strategic plan for the next 5 years. Talent EVV covers Vanderburgh, Warwick, Posey, and Gibson counties in Indiana, as well as Henderson County, Kentucky. Executive Director Tyler Stock.
We're really looking at how do we engage content experts and practitioners in a meaningful conversation about what is it that's happening on the ground that's influencing poverty reduction or population growth or educational attainment, and just starting to build a dialogue of continuity with those content experts.
Indianapolis-based Gate Neurosciences plans to acquire a fellow biotech startup Menlo Park, California-based Boost Neuroscience. Founded in 2019, Gate is developing next-generation treatments for diseases and disorders of the central nervous system. The company currently has 12 employees and was originally based in Carmel, but now calls 16 Tech on the Indianapolis Northwest side its headquarters. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
At Indiana University, we're undaunted by challenge. We take the lead. We don't follow the crowd. Embracing the future with creativity and bravery. Unapologetically optimistic. Equipped with the knowledge and intention to change the world. Because bold is who we are. 9 campuses, 1 purpose. Creating tomorrow, today. Indiana University. Bring on tomorrow. Join us at iu.edu.
BS&A Software, a municipal enterprise resource planning software company headquartered in Michigan, is adding to its portfolio with the acquisition of Daleville-based Voice Systems. Financial terms of the deal not being disclosed. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
Westbound 70 out by the airport, stop traffic from 465 for about a mile. So we are keeping an eye on this. And man, oh man, we're moving at about 10 miles per hour through parts of this delay. Again, it's westbound 70 from 465 for about a mile and a half right now. Also on the west side, crash northbound 465 West 21st Street. 2 right lanes are closed. Northbound 65 heading out to downtown, crash at the White River blocking 2 left lanes, no delay there. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered flurries with isolated showers throughout the morning today till about 11 o'clock or so. Partly sunny, a high near 21. Wind chill values -10. By the way, it's 4 right now with a wind chill of -16. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC. With sports, it's Ryan Hedrick.
The Indiana Pacers return from the All-Star break tonight. Craig hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Head coach Rick Carlisle says this is the first of 4 tough home games.
Memphis is a smash-mouth team. They're physical. They're tough. They try to intimidate with hard physical play, and you got to be ready.
And tonight's game tips off at 7. Coverage starting on 107.5 The Fan beginning at 6:30. Notre Dame has lost 2 games in a row. The latest loss Wednesday to SMU 97-73. Head coach Micah Shrewsbury.
People can out-execute us. People can out-talent us. They can do a lot of things. They should never out-effort us.
And the Mustangs held Marcus Burton, ACC's leading scorer, to just 2 points. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
High school sports are a true team sport and not just for the starting lineup. I'm Claire Hack from Jennings County High School.
And I'm Grayson Mealy from Westell High School. That's because every person involved in high school sports is essential.
Each student-athlete contributes something unique to the team.
Coaches guide and mentor their athletes on and off the field.
Officials protect the integrity of the sports they love.
Fans unite and cheer for their team as one.
Without any one of them, high school sports simply aren't the same. That's what makes them a true team sport.
It takes everyone coming together to achieve the ultimate purpose, preparing student athletes like us for life.
Whatever role you play, thank you for being on our team.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Thank you for being a champion of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is rallying around our student athletes. This is being a good teammate. This is your IHSAA.
Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Tony Katz will be here as a guest live from CPAC at 7:45. I look forward to talking to him then and getting a kind of overview of what's going on there in Washington, D.C. Let's play this audio. So first, let me tell you what the narrative building is attempting to say to Americans. It seems as though CBS is at the forefront of this, along with some other news organizations. I guess you can do the air quotes if you want to. They want you to believe that it's Trump's fault that plane crashes have been happening, There actually were more crashes in the first year of Biden's presidency than so far what we're seeing from President Trump. But that doesn't matter. And obviously there was one really horrible crash that occurred. But they want you to believe that some of the cuts, some of the decision-making of the Trump administration is at fault here. And it couldn't be further from the truth. Mostly because the reason we have a lack of actual air traffic controllers is because of an Obama policy that Biden made stronger when he was in office. So that's the reason that you're seeing a incredible shortage in staffing for the actual job of keeping the plane safe in the air, and nothing else going on with the FAA. But it's gotten so bad that CBS and their CBS Morning Show had Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian on, and Gayle King tried to create the narrative more, said that this is something that's happening. It's obviously bad, essentially begging the CEO of a major airline to agree with her. And he didn't go that way, which we all really love, I imagine. Anyone watching this that knows that this narrative is crap.
The Trump administration recently fired many employees of the FAA administration. Do those cuts worry you? And do you think that impacts the safety? I know you just said it's the safest way to travel, but after looking at all these mishaps, a lot of people are very nervous. Do these cuts affect you?
The cuts do not affect us, Gail. I've been in close communication with the Secretary of Transportation. I understand that the cuts at this time are something that are raising questions, but the reality is there's over 50,000 people that work at the FAA, and the cuts, I understand, were 300 people, and they were in non-critical safety functions. The Trump administration...
Your narrative is crap, is basically what you could have said. You could have gone that road instead of whatever the other road is that you'd like to go. But I like the kindness in how this answer is thrown out there. You know, it's not affecting us at all, Gail, and it's not really important, and I don't really know why you're talking about it to begin with, is basically what you're trying to say. One other piece of audio that I do like today, and we can play this too. This is just a moment of, well, you'll notice the voice as soon as I hit play on this, but there's a lot of moments where just saying it this way makes you laugh, but also hopefully makes you think, yeah, the Democrats do need to do this a little bit less. Here we go.
In terms of the Democrats, I've got a lot of friends who are Democrats, and they haven't asked me for advice, but if I did, I'd tell them, look, you just got to try harder not to suck. I mean, think about it. Over the past 4 years,
sure.
The Democrats mismanaged Congress. They mismanaged COVID. They mismanaged the economy. They mismanaged inflation. They mismanaged the national debt.
And they've stolen a lot of our money. But that's Senator John Kennedy, of course, saying the Democrats need to try harder not to suck. I agree. That seems like a good starting point. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel here, and we are so fired up for our charity bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, presented by Jack Daniels. Buy your tickets right now at the events page of WIBC.com. Friday, February 28th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Woodland.
It was such a blast last year. Tickets include a pizza buffet, 3 hours of bowling, free beers. We're going to have so much fun. Go to the WIBC events page at WIBC.com.
Not sure if your current financial planner is dialed into the volatile markets and the shifting economic policy? Call Trajan Wealth. Second opinions are easy when you use Trajan Wealth. The first consultation is free. Matt Bear here. Hey, Trajan Wealth's core philosophies include low expenses, retaining their financial pros, and tax efficiency. These are just a few of the key qualities that put Trajan Wealth above their competitors. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule a consultation. Again, the first one is on them. Maybe you have a 401k from a previous employer just sitting around and not making you money. We need it to make money. Trajan Wealth can fix that with a financial portfolio tailored just for you. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth, 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Not particularly great at the moment, Craig. We are on the west side going to the airport. It's westbound 70 that's jammed from 465 for about a mile. And then looking at southbound 465 on the west side, now stopped before Sam Jones Expressway. Westbound 70 coming out of downtown, that's stop and go traffic. Belmont Avenue out to Tibbs, so a couple of problems going from downtown to the airport this morning. Crashed northwest side, northbound 465 at West 21st Street, blocking 2 right lanes. And Boone County, multiple crashes reported near I-65 and US 52. Keep an eye on that. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. This month at bwindow.com, receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. B-Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered flurries with isolated snow showers throughout the morning today, probably up until about 11 o'clock or so this morning. Partly sunny, a high near 21. Wind chill as low as -10. Right now it is 4 degrees in downtown Indianapolis with a wind chill of -16. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Welcome, John, our new admin lead.
Thanks.
You've got your laptop, all your admin apps. Oh, and you'll be in charge of ordering food for the team. So here's your drawer full of menus.
Whoa.
You'll keep your receipts in this file folder. Whoops, receipt confetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and all these sticky notes have everyone's dietary preferences.
Have you tried Easy Cater? Online ordering from great restaurants, tools to save time and stay on budget, digital receipts in one place.
We're gonna need a bigger recycling bin.
Easy Cater, the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. Order now at easycater.com.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Tony Katz, the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You got Matt, you have Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. Today's show is paid for by the Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. I saw this. I thought this was kind of funny and out there. A secret to reheating your pizza is to dunk it in water first, according to the internet. A woman on, I think, TikTok went viral for claiming the right way to do this is not just like add water somehow, but do a full dunk first.
The best way to reheat your pizza. If you dunk your pizza in water before air frying or microwaving it, it turns out just as fresh as when you bought it. Let's dunk it into the water, now into the air fryer. All right, I put it in for 3 minutes. It's definitely feeling crispier on the crust. Let's do a taste test. It tastes exactly how it tasted last night, fresh from the box.
Do you think this is right, that you should dunk your pizza first?
I mean, I shower with my leftover pizza, so it makes sense to me. I'm really good with it. Listen, leftover pizza is a commodity, and I'm not going to be testing my delicious leftover pizza in the kitchen sink to see if I can make it fresh again. There is a particular aftertaste to leftover pizza that I particularly enjoy when it's just heated up in the microwave. Do not complicate my life any further.
Yeah, don't make this harder on me.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of all the things that you want the next day to like taste better, pizza wasn't on the list of like things I need to make better to want to eat them. There's a lot of other leftovers that suck more that I'd like to turn those into things that taste better. Maybe I dunk those. Although I feel like if my wife saw me doing this, I would immediately get checked into some sort of home. If she saw me just dunking food and then putting it in an air fryer, that's probably the end of stuff for a while.
Well, if you take your homemade lasagna that she spent 3 hours making and you're washing it underneath the kitchen sink, she might be a little pissed. I get it. You know, that's going to cause some angst in your marriage right there.
That's one word for it.
Yeah.
She might be a little angry. I also saw that this is interesting. So everybody has a podcast now. I think Billy Corgan has his own podcast, which is odd. He had Sharon Osbourne on, which is an interesting guest too. And one of the things that came up is the fact that Sharon used to be the manager for Ozzy's acting career. I don't know if people know this. And apparently she regrets saying no to something on Ozzy's behalf. Here's this audio.
Do you want to know the biggest mistake I ever made with Ozzy? He got offered to go and read for Pirates of the Caribbean. And I've never said this to anyone. I said no. Now, wouldn't he have been perfect?
He would have been perfect.
I
He
know.
would have been great in that movie. Let's be honest about this.
Okay, what was the movie again?
Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one.
Ozzy Osbourne as Captain Hook. Are you kidding?
As somebody.
Yeah, as one of the pirates. I think that would be. The cameo is going to make you $100 million alone, right? Just the casting.
Sure.
I think it's a great idea, but Hollywood's not taking any risk these days, so
No.
we don't get an Ozzy Osbourne Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, what's funny about it is the Johnny Depp character in that movie tried very hard to be eccentric, but Ozzy Osbourne would have just had to be Ozzy, and he would have fit in so well with that. It would have been a perfect add to the movie.
Let's go pillage in this broken Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, he'd probably start doing things pirates do, and they have to pull him back. They're like, it's a movie, Ozzy. You got it. This isn't real. Don't do these things.
He's been wearing that costume since Tuesday, and we weren't even shooting. We don't know what's going on.
He hasn't cleaned his hair or taken a shower or anything. We don't know why
he's really a method actor for this one. We don't know what the hell's going on, but he's really into it.
He dove deep. Another thing out there that I saw, I guess some internet place compiled this. The amount of money you need to quit your job and travel the world. Apparently, it's about $300,000, a little bit less than that. But if you get 300,000 grand together, you can get around enough of the world for an amount of time. 2,000 Americans believe that to be the cost anyway. That you could do this for way less than the million that people might have assumed you need to quit the career.
Okay, I hear about this a lot. I mean, traveling the world, it sounds like fun. I think it sounds pretty cool.
Sure.
But I want to know where we're going. And what kind of
And
boat
what we're doing?
going to be taking, and if it's just going to be a flight. I mean, how we're getting around. I mean, I need details on this because I think it'd be exciting to see all these other cultures and to kind of immerse yourself in it. But I want to make sure we're going to be safe. And speaking of pirates, if we're going to be on a ship, that could get a little nerve-wracking when you're out there exposed at sea.
I don't think I'd ever want to do this.
No.
To be honest, like a long trip around the world. Like you can do this in pieces, right? You don't have to do this all at once and just keep going from place to place. I can go for a vacation for a week here, a week there. I don't think I'd ever, no matter how much money I had in the savings account, I don't think I'd want the really long, year-long trip. I think I'd want to check in back at home and regular life every so often. I don't know why. It's just the way I feel about it is like, you don't have to do it the romanticized way people talk about if you ever did something like this.
Hey, Craig, there are a lot of YouTubers out there that travel the world and they film it and they're making a living out of it. So they're getting paid
fine.
to travel
If I can
the
make
world.
money, Carl, you've totally convinced me of the opposite. If I can make cash for this, I will do it that way. But I would just get sick of it, right? You'd get sick of something about not being home, not being, in a more settled environment. There has to be a moment where you'd be like, I'd like to have a couple weeks of a break before I got back to doing other things.
I'm not big on chemical toilets, and I think that would be, when you're traveling along on these cruise ships, I'm not saying they don't have plumbing of some sort, but that gets really awkward, I think,
Yeah.
Just want some
I think
indoor plumbing. Good old-fashioned indoor plumbing for me.
I think you both keep talking me into your side of this. I'm once again back on Matt's side. If it's a chemical toilet, I'm out again, even if I'm making money as a YouTuber. All right, we'll take a break. More coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. Matt's got your traffic.
All right, Craig, looking to westbound 70. It is a crash at Tibbs, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Belmont Avenue. And then we slow up again, heading out to the airport. Westbound 70, stop-and-go traffic from I-465 out to Indianapolis International Airport Collector. Looking at a closure, this is southbound 65 at State Road 32. A crash enclosure on southbound 65 at 32, exit 140 near Lebanon. This is Boone County. Traffic sponsored by B-Window this month at B-Window. bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. Be Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top. Now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 20% off special discount plus 12 months, no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Get the gutter system I have on my home. Call 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET to schedule a free estimate. 20% off restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today. That's 800-5HELMET, 800-5HELMET, or you can check them out online at gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Applied Innovation customer Lori Sanders Doherty, office administrator with Anderson, Augustino, and Keller, appreciates how Applied Innovation responds to her busy law firm.
Absolutely. They are very fast, and we've actually undergone 2 different leases where they've come in and replaced all of our equipment.
The uptime Applied Innovation provides is critical.
I'd say just the fact that we have our equipment working, we're able to get the job done, and we know who to call if something breaks. So, yeah, we have confidence that they'll take care of us.
So how do you benefit from having Applied Innovation as your office technology provider?
Then I don't have everybody screaming at me because their copier is broken or their printer is broken.
Well, let Applied Innovation provide maximum uptime along with more peace and quiet in your office. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com. Applied Innovation. Fast, friendly, amazing.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Things are happening fast.
Tariffs, ICE raid.
Shrink the size of the federal government.
USAID is really corrupt.
Doge is using a meat axe.
Uncovering things that are going to get what they voted for.
Follow the first 100 days.
Industries to come back to America.
The president is committed in securing a lasting peace.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
Robert Kennedy Jr. confirmation is confirmed.
Stay in the know.
I'm Ryan Hedrick.
Sean Harris.
While you're on the go.
Matt Bear with traffic on the 5.
With 93 WIBC.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 rising from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Let's talk about getting back to your best. Lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido? It could be signs of low testosterone. Know your T levels. Get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. The true experts are at Low T Center, and everyone's different. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Get personalized treatment at Low T Center. For current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment today. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hammer and Nigel Show will go off the rails with Rob Kendall. Ask the Gun Guy with Guy Relford filling in for Hammer. And all the top stories a little after 3:93 WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes, travel is tough this morning. There are school delays after another snowstorm on Wednesday. A fire on the near west side of Indianapolis, what people who called emergency services had to say. And the Indiana Pacers return from the All-Star break. All those stories and more after Fox News from the Technology Recyclers Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis at 7 o'clock.
Hamas hands over more hostages. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. And there were cheers in the crowd in Gaza as Hamas handed over to the Red Cross 4 coffins to be given to Israel containing the bodies of hostages the militants claim were killed in Israeli airstrikes, including a mother and her 2 young children.
It comes more than 500 days after the horrific attack in Israel on October 7th, 2023. The official identification process of the 4 slain Israelis is expected to take several hours. On Saturday, Hamas is expected to release 6 living hostages.
That's Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. President Trump may meet with Russia's leader Vladimir Putin later this month, days after U.S. talks with Russia to end the war in Ukraine that Ukraine was not invited to. President Volodymyr Zelensky objected to that. President Trump calls him a dictator.
He refuses to have elections, is low in the real Ukrainian polls. I mean, how can you be high with every city is being demolished? It's hard to be high. Somebody said, oh, no, his polls are good. Give me a break.
And though Russia invaded Ukraine, the president has suggested, like Putin, that Ukraine started it. Zelensky says President Trump is living in a Russian disinformation space. The FBI may get a new director today. The Senate expected to confirm Kash Patel, who Democrats oppose, but Republicans can outvote them. And in the Trump administration push to slash federal spending considered waste, fraud, or abuse, the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner, just told Fox.
And we will cut $4 million in DEI-focused contracts. This is money that should go to serve the American people.
And more layoffs are coming, targeting probationary federal employees recently hired. Multiple reports have the IRS ready to cut 6,000 jobs. And Fox's Brooke Singman reports
President Trump is on board with the idea of sending out dividend checks to taxpayers using the money DOJ has saved.
By going after the waste, fraud, and abuse and all of the other things that are happening, I think it's a great idea.
One idea is to send $5,000 checks to us. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Wednesday night snow is making your life a little bit more difficult this morning. You have a clear radar over downtown Indianapolis where it's 6 degrees, but it feels like -1. Your high today, 22. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Snow was heavy at times when it fell across Indiana late Wednesday night and into this morning. Andrew White with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis is urging you to take precautions.
Yeah, take your time and then make sure you're bundled up. When temperatures are this cold outside, if you do end up in a period of time where you have to stop for a bit with temperatures near zero, you could definitely have some issues.
And he also says you want to slow down if you're driving anywhere today and give yourself plenty of time to reach your destination. 4 dogs were killed in a fire late last night on Indy's near West Side.
Are the dogs in it? I think we got animals in. Okay. We do have people in, but you don't think there are any humans inside, or correct?
You're listening to 911 calls released by the Indianapolis Fire Department.
What's going crazy? Okay, we have people.
Firefighters got several calls like this, and they only found animals inside. They're still looking into this. A Lawrence cop has been placed on leave. Harrison Silcox explains why.
It's because someone filmed that officer repeatedly punching someone while they were being restrained Tuesday afternoon. Officers had originally responded to an ordinance violation around 4:30 near Walmart off Pendleton Pike. That's where a 38-year-old man was arrested, apparently on charges of battery of public safety officials and resisting law enforcement. Lawrence Police Chief Curtis Bigsby says transparency transparency and accountability is vital to maintaining trust with the community, and he says his department is looking into what happened. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An executive order to control the rising costs of applied behavior analysis, or ABA therapy, was signed by Governor Mike Braun on Wednesday. And what it does is it helps kids and young adults in the Hoosier State get the care they need as they deal with autism, build life skills, and benefit them for their families. An investigation into battery at the Logansport State Hospital led to an arrest for murder this week. John Herrick explains how.
Police say they heard about 2 patients being beat up at that hospital back in the first week of February by another patient named John Loran. State Police Sergeant Stephen Glass says the worst of it was when Loran hit Travis Lunsford several times in the head and face, which sent him to a hospital.
Further investigation on February 16th, 2025, Mr. Lunsford did succumb to his injuries and was pronounced deceased.
Glass says as for the other patient Loran hit, that person ended up with minor injuries. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Pacers are back from the All-Star break. They host the Memphis Grizzlies tonight at 7 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Check out the coverage on our sister station, 107.5 The Fan, beginning at 6:30. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. How the roads looking, Matt Bear?
They're slick this morning, Ryan. We're looking at westbound 70 on the west side. That is a crash at Harding Street, blocking the left lane, causing stop traffic almost to West Street. And then delayed again on westbound 70 from 465 for about a mile. Eastbound 70 also slows in the same area for about 3/4 of a mile. Looking at northbound 465 on the west side, crash at West 21st Street. And then in Boone County, southbound 65 at State Road 32. That's a crash blocking the right lane, causing a slowdown there. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Hey, good morning. All of the snow has come to an end. We've got some clouds out there. We may see a little bit of sunshine on and off throughout the day, but another cold day out there. We have wind chill values anywhere from 5 to 10 below zero. So cold start and cold this afternoon. Highs around 21 with wind chill values into the single digits. We'll look for mostly cloudy skies tonight. Lows will fall near 11. And we slowly begin to see our temperatures warm back up here. On Friday, sunny skies, a brighter day with highs near 31, into the mid-30s on Saturday and near 40 on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Right now, it is 7:06 Thursday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Lee Zeldin, put into a role that matters, the EPA head, recently discovered $20 billion, or $2 billion. I added a zero there. $2 billion, still ridiculous amount of money. $2 billion that was given to a Stacey Abrams-backed climate group. This is one of the many dollar amounts that got squirreled away by President Biden while he was still in office, that President Trump and all of the people he's put in positions of power are now finding. The most ridiculous part of this entire thing, according to Zeldin, is that the revenue for this organization, again, one that Stacey Abrams founded herself, so politician making money on the side off the government, $100 was the revenue for 2023. $2 billion is the funding they get for 2024. That's hard to figure out how you could show the value of your organization to the government to the extent that they'd say, okay, you got $100 last year. You really need $2 billion to get ahead this year. This is insane. And there's going to be so many other versions of this because if you put people in positions of power everywhere, you're going to see the ramifications of a lot of people getting the receipts. That's something I've actually talked about a bit whenever I fill in here or some of the other radio stuff I'm doing. I am so excited about the ability to get the amount of receipts we've always wanted, whether it's from this conspiracy, if that's what you want to call it, over here, or this accusation over there. We're going to get the proof. And when you get the information, even as Democrats are saying that that's horrible, that they should have, committees and discussions behind closed doors and keep this stuff from the American people. And people like Elon Musk say that makes no sense and seems like a load of crap. So let's not do that. But as that continues to happen, you actually get the version of we can't change the narrative because now I'm seeing the proof of what you're saying. And $2 billion to an organization founded by a Georgia Democrat that had $100 in revenue the year before is evidently fraud. That is easily decided or easily described as fraud. So let's get more of this. Let's get a ton more of this as people keep using a comb and going through the ridiculousness. And actually, Doge even had a win in court the other day where they still are going to have access to certain pieces of information, which is hilarious to me for a different reason, because obviously President Trump would have access to any of this information, and he should be able to delegate who can see it. And so essentially what's going on is the version of judicial challenge right now is saying, does the president have the right to share information with people? And the answer is going to be yes, whenever that gets in front of the Supreme Court or anywhere else, if it has to go that far. All right, let's talk about something else, controversial, if you want to call it that. President Trump has had some stronger words for Ukraine and Vladimir Zelensky, to say the very least, than anyone else has had, certainly than Biden's administration had. And there's a reason for it. And I can play a little bit of the audio from yesterday, but I profoundly believe that there is a necessity in reality checking the side of a 3+ year conflict in just how important we are to them and how we will dictate some of the terms here, even if it makes them uncomfortable. That's what's occurring. Here's a little bit from President Trump.
And I think it's going very well. But today I heard, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
Okay, I want to stop it right there. Also, that made huge headlines all over the place when President Trump said you should have never started it. I do not believe that what President Trump is trying to say is that Ukraine started the conflict against Russia. Russia evidently invaded Ukraine. I think what he's trying to say, or what the message of that statement is that there could have been a deal done very quickly after an invasion that stopped the level of fighting that has occurred, especially if the United States had a stronger position at the time in saying what they thought was right or wrong in allowing Ukraine to defend itself with our help, but not necessarily allowing them to try to fight back and gain areas in Crimea or any of these contested regions, the Donbass region, any of those. I think that there should have been a, hey, we'll help you do this, but not necessarily this version of a discussion that didn't exist. A little bit more from the president.
I could have made a deal for Ukraine that would have given them almost all of the land, everything, almost all of the land, and no people would have been killed, and no city would have been demolished, and not one dome would have been knocked down. But they chose not to do it that way. And President Biden, in all fairness, he doesn't have a clue. What he was so bad for.
Sure.
And I think it's good.
Hold on. I'll stop it there. So what I think is really interesting is that last part of this piece of audio is the part that a lot of mainstream media is not telling you. That President Trump is saying that any agreement he comes up with would preserve a majority of the contested areas, not just Ukraine itself, but any of those other areas. And you'd probably give in some places. And these are long fought areas, mostly Russia using proxy, ways to fight the war, proxy forces. But nonetheless, there are parts of that region that don't really seem to be under Ukrainian control. And the United States wasn't handing them checks trying to defend it before an invasion from Russia began. So I just think it's so interesting or so, obvious in some of the ways we talk about media manipulation of stories that what needs to occur is a stronger form version of we're not writing you blank checks anymore. We're not sitting on the sidelines as far as discussion goes. And inevitably, if we see something that makes sense to us and it seems that Russia is willing to do it, then we're going to push Ukraine to be willing to accept it because we'd like to see this conflict end. Ukraine doesn't have the capability on its own to fight Russia. They need us to do it. And we don't want to keep writing them blank checks for 20, 30 years. We are surprised we've done it for 3. So again, I think that all of this makes sense when you're going into the negotiation room and trying to, force a final version of, yes, the conflict will stop discussion that Ukraine has no interest in. because they want us to fund the take back of Crimea, which was annexed in 2014. All right, quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Cold weather brings hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators now $12,000 off and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So get in on those hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 61,695. Offers good through February 28, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Jackknife semi-trailer in Hancock County. This is westbound 70 near the Greenfield rest area. And right now the left lane is blocked, causing a slowdown there. Also looking to westbound 70 on the west side. Crash at Tibbs Avenue, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Belmont. And delayed again on westbound 70 from 465 out to the airport collector. Boone County, crash northbound 65 at State Road 32, blocking the right lane. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. At Code Radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered flurries, mostly before 8. Partly sunny, a high near 21 today. Wind chill has values as low as -10. And then 4 degrees is the temperature right now. -16 is the wind chill. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie. You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they're doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You got Matt hanging out and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. Apparently, Wendy's is going to be adding an AI voice assistant to take your drive-through orders. People on social media are very mad about this because AI is not good at this in general. And still get stuff wrong all the time. But I guess the lack of a human being is making a lot of people very worried, too. I think it was first revealed earlier this week. And this is something that, again, many people on social media are up in arms about. AI in the drive-thru. How do you feel?
I mean, humans are messing up the orders anyway, so we might as well try AI. It doesn't bother me at all.
Sure.
No, I don't like it
sense.
because I don't want people to lose their jobs. And AI is fantastic, man. It couldn't be the better thing for mankind in human beings. I'm telling you, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
sarcasm
well, we'll see.
not coming through very well, but
No, actually, I knocked. Since we're on video too, by the way, you can see us on YouTube. I knocked my wire out of my headphones, so I couldn't hear you for a few seconds.
Okay, listen, I don't want
I'm
people
sure
to lose their
your
jobs.
sarcasm landed.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I don't want people to lose their jobs, and that's really where I'm at with this whole thing. And it doesn't matter
Yes.
if it's people that are writers or whatever else
Yes.
they're doing. I mean, this is the modern day assembly line. I mean, this is what happened when, and granted, a lot of good things came from manufacturing. Of course they did. But
Yes.
I'm just saying, as far as job loss, I really feel like this is something that's going to take a lot of jobs for human beings, jobs that people need. And that's all
Yes,
I'm saying.
amen. No, I agree with you. And if AI can do it better, that makes it worrisome for us then, because I also do want it done better and not worse. So that part might be a problem. But yes, I think that this could be the beginning of the end for a whole lot of gigs. But I don't want to yell at AI through my drive-through if it's getting things wrong and misunderstanding me say burger and fries a bunch of times and ordering something totally different. So there's got to be a push-pull maybe there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I saw this story, and I can't believe it's true, to be honest with you. A 38-year-old woman is suing an IVF clinic in Georgia because they mixed up the embryos, and she gave birth to someone else's baby. This is a real story. The woman's name is Christina. She says that it's not her kid that she carried and had. She is a white woman. The child is black, and so she thought that was pretty easy to figure out early on for her. This has to be a horrific experience, to be honest, first and foremost. But how do you do that? By the way, the lawsuit is in excess of $75,000. It should be way more than that, but that was the cost of the treatment itself.
Yeah, I have mixed emotions on this. I get it. There's maybe a certain expectation there, and I'm never going to be a mother, nor can I be. And
Sure.
I've never been
Exactly
a parent.
correct.
You love the child regardless. I mean, who cares? I mean, the baby's
course not.
healthy. The baby's healthy. It comes out. And with that case, I guess you can make a couple of bucks off the clinic, with the lawsuit.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, yeah,
What are you gonna do?
somebody messed something up big time. I get that, and a mistake
Yes.
was made here, but
Yes.
the baby still came out okay. That's my part. You still have your child, and
Yeah.
I know there are thousands of people would love to be able to say that. So I don't know what the beef is here. I don't know exactly what the problem is, other than this person at the clinic made a mistake, and now I'm mad, and now I'm going to sue. What's the big damn deal here?
I guess the thing I'm wondering is, since it's not her embryo that she had, because the way the IVF treatment works is you implant an embryo in there, and it's not hers, it's somebody else's. Would someone else think that it's their kid and that she was essentially just carrying someone else's child because of the fact that the clinic screwed up and she had a baby that has no DNA matching her or her husband? That's a big question, I imagine, because there's probably someone else there that also really wanted a kid that maybe their treatment didn't work, and now they feel like, well, there's the baby and it's biologically mine. Can I have it?
Yeah, maybe the other couple had her baby.
I don't know. I don't see that in the update here. But she's making the accusation and saying again that she's got to sue because of the mistake. I don't know how you make this mistake, though. Like, it terrifies me, the behind the scenes world of medicine, not just the cost of it, but the behind the scenes world of it. Because sometimes you just hope everything's going great, and then you read a story like this and you're like, okay, it's definitely not. Things are terrible, and we need to figure out how to make this better.
I mean, sometimes you put the wrong thing in the freezer. It just happens. You get things mixed up, emptying your groceries, and the wrong things go in the wrong
That's true.
cabinets. I mean, we're all human, Craig. I mean,
Hey.
it's just something that happens.
Right.
I guess.
That's also the excuse I use at the grocery store when I put something unhealthy in the cart. I put the wrong thing in. That was my fault.
I don't know how it got there.
Yeah, I don't know. Who is that? Who got that? All right. Other things out there that I saw that I thought were interesting. This story is kind of crazy too. A man was charged after driving over 700 miles to burn down the home of his ex. Everybody's alive. So a Michigan man found out that his ex was talking to somebody else. I guess it's a mutual friend, and got quite upset. So he hops in the car. 700 miles later, gets to Pennsylvania, where he lights a house on fire. 6 people inside the home all got out, and Harrison Jones, arrested, stayed on the scene after lighting the place on fire to see it burn down. That's a fairly intense version of, hey, my ex is a little, crazy, but here's how they're going to respond to this relationship thing.
There are 1,000 reality shows they could have settled on that before they did this. There were options for him to go to before, you started up.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like arson's a big leap. You know that there's a B and a C in between the A and a D there.
Sure.
Listen, be careful who you date, man, especially in an online dating world. It's so scary, and you don't know who you are. And some of these people, with sociopathic tendencies aren't going to reveal themselves for another 6 months later. So it's tough, man, especially when you get into the middle age to find that person. It's difficult when you think you found the right one. Next thing you know, they're trying to set the place on fire. So
you know what I really like about that? First, you said that arson is a big jump. It's a big leap. Like there should be some middle ground, and I agree with you. The other thing is, does he, while driving the 700 miles, think the end result of this is he's winning his ex back? He obviously cares about her a lot. So does he think burning the house down, yelling at the guy who's trying to date her now, somehow ends with the hallmark, moment where he and her get back together? Because I don't know how you map that in your brain to get there to where and then she'll discover that she really misses me as the house is aflame.
I mean, I went to rehab to win a woman back once. So I don't know. 700 miles is nothing to me. I mean, that's trying to get the love of your life back. That's a dark place, man. But there's no excuse. This person needs some help, and obviously needs to do some. Do some time for this. And,
I imagine.
Scary. That is scary, scary stuff.
No, and to be honest,
things like
just real quick, the 700-mile thing isn't my problem. It's the lighting the house on fire part. That part of the plan doesn't make as much sense to me in trying to get them back. The driving the great distance, that feels like that's cut right from a Hallmark movie. It's just the last part you don't usually see. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. Matt's got your traffic.
All right, looking at westbound 70, crash at Tibbs, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Belmont. And after that, westbound 70 is jammed from 465 out to Indianapolis International Airport. Looking at northbound 6570, that's slow Michigan Street through the north split. Inbound 69, stop-and-go traffic, 106th Street down to 465. Crash coming northbound 65 in Boone County, that's near U.S. 52, causing a slowdown back to State Road 32. At Hancock County, jackknife semi-trailer going westbound at 70 near the Greenfield Rest area or before State Road 9. That's causing a delay of about a mile. Traffic sponsored by B Window this month at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show will go off the rails with Rob Kendall. Ask the Gun Guy with Guy Relford filling in for Hammer, and all the top stories a little after 3, 93 WIBC.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
All this talk about interest rates and economic opportunity could really have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Are you going to get the price you need? Is it going to take too long? There's good news. You don't have to figure this out by yourself. There is a friendly, no pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. You got to call Mark Deedle. Maybe what you're worried about is, you need more space, right? You got a growing family, or you're working from home. Mark Deedle is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Katie and Chris in Perry Township said, sadly, our marriage was ending, and we both wanted to sell the home and move forward ASAP. Mark Dietel made it happen fast and easy. Our home sold for more than we anticipated in 24 hours with 17 showings and multiple offers. You want to talk to the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel today, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's JMV with the scoop on how you can attend one of my favorite sporting events, the NFL Combine, for free. Get inside Lucas Oil Stadium to see future NFL stars up close. At the Combine experience, you can pass, punt, and run. And to attend for free, February the 27th through March the 2nd, just go to visitindy.com/combine to sign up for free access and parking. The NFL Combine up close with the best college players in football trying out for the NFL. February the 29th through March the 3rd, sign up for free access at visitindy.com/combine. See you there.
93 WIBC.
The U.S. and Russia are talking for the first time. Ukraine invasion nearly 3 years ago. We have to get to a deal.
Another update is just minutes away.
Toronto Delta connection flight flipped over when landing.
There was no loss of life.
On the level.
Indiana Task Force 1 on the ground in Kentucky.
On the go.
Search for people devastated by the floods.
Temperatures in the low 30s, high 20s. It offers a whole new set of challenges.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
This weekend, everything is 20% off, including gas grills, wood pellet grills, and the Big Green Egg, and accessories at Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Some people are very upset at all the golfing Trump has done. Have they met Biden?
Join us Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Lots of snow and ice. It's 6 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. It feels like it's -2. Your high today is 22. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. Snow fell in Indiana while most people were sleeping.
We really just want people to be careful this morning. There's already been quite a few accidents with the slick roads. So even though the snowfall has stopped, with how cold it is, any of that snow that melted has refrozen, leading to some slick conditions out there.
Andrew White, a forecaster at the National Weather Service in the Indianapolis, says this should be the last of the snow in Indiana until things warm up this weekend. There may be more snow in the forecast next week. A fire killed 4 dogs on Indianapolis's near West Side on Wednesday night. This is a snippet of a 911 call released by the Indianapolis Fire Department.
Hello? Miss Daddy, come on. Miss Daddy, the house is on fire next door. You need to come out.
Okay.
Till I get you out safe.
Okay, ma'am.
That neighbor called 911 several times. The fire was in a neighborhood not far from North Belmont Avenue and West Vermont Street. No humans were in the house, and IFD is looking into this. A ruling that keeps birthright citizenship intact for now and sets up a potential Supreme Court case that could have lasting impacts in immigration policy and constitutional law was made on Tuesday.
All 3 judges of the Ninth Circuit panel agreed yesterday that Trump's order should continue to be blocked from taking effect while this lawsuit plays out. 4 Democrat-led states arguing that the ban is unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment, as citizenship has been extended to anyone born on U.S. soil, regardless of the immigration status of their parents since around 1898.
Correction, the ruling was made Wednesday. My apologies. Fox's Chanley Painter reporting Trump's order would end birthright citizenship, which says if anyone is born on U.S. soil, they're automatically a U.S. citizen. A recent study by Wallet Hub looked at 100 American cities to determine which had the most and the fewest people experiencing financial distress.
Ultimately, researchers found that Fort Wayne, Indiana was 99th on the list. I'm Sasha Nixon. The least distressed city, Anchorage, Alaska, took spot 100. Various metrics were used,
including the average credit score, the share of people with accounts in distress in fourth quarter 2024, and the average number of accounts in distress per person in fourth quarter 2024.
Taken from a video posted to the Wallet Hub YouTube page, Indianapolis found itself in spot 30 on the list. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Apple is finally making an iPhone for under $1,000. They unveiled the 16e on Wednesday. They say it's more cost-friendly, and it's the sleekest version they've had in years. They say it sells for about $600. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Back from the All-Star break and ready for the season's final stretch. The Indiana Pacers host the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Indiana forward Pascal Siakam.
We know that coming off the break, is whoever got that energy, whoever got that edge, from the beginning, going to be able to get these games, which are super important games for us at home in front of our crowd. Just trying to, put on a good display out there on the floor.
And the Pacers lost their last game to the Memphis Grizzlies in December. You may have remembered it wasn't close. Tonight's game starts at 7. The Fighting Irish fell to SMU last night. 97-73, the Mustangs held Marcus Burton, the ACC's leading scorer, to just 2 points.
Maybe I need to change what we're doing in practice. Maybe I need to change what we're doing in shoot-around or whatever it is.
That's head coach Micah Shrewsbury speaking after the game. Notre Dame will host Pitt this Saturday. And Purdue is trying to end a 3-game losing streak. They play IU in Bloomington on Sunday. Guard Fletcher Lawyer says he's not concerned about how things are going.
I believe in the coaches. I believe in the guys in the locker room. And I know we're going to be all right. It's just a matter of everybody else believing in it.
And Sunday's game starts at 1:30. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the Level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at westbound at 70 at Tibbs Avenue. Crash blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Belmont. You get a reprieve until you get to 465. Then westbound 70 stopping again at 465 interchange for about a mile. On the west side, northbound 465 slows after 36 Rockville Road up to 74 Crawfordsville Road. Inbound 69 stop and go after 106th Street to 82nd Street. And looking in Hancock County, westbound 70 crash jackknife semi-trailer at the Greenfield rest area. That's before State Road 9 Greenfield, and we're backed up about a mile and a half. May want to consider US 40 as this delay grows. And I do have reports of ice on bridges here this morning. We have the crashes to prove it, so please be careful on your way, and especially watch those entry and exit ramps. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Scattered flurries mainly before 8, partly sunny as well, a high of 21. So those flurries are pretty much over by now if they aren't over already for you where you are. Wind chill as low as -10, -16 is the wind chill right now. 4 is the actual temperature. That brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Tony will be on with us in about 8 minutes or so, live from CPAC. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. This is hilarious. I don't know any other word for it. The new Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, sent a letter to Kathy Hochul, the New York governor, saying that your surge or congestion pricing on your highways is not okay. We don't approve it, and we believe that we have the authority to tell you to stop. Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York again, said this recently about how great it was that the surge prices were only $9. They were coming down from 15. Well, Trump made them 0.
Under this plan, the MTA will implement a congestion pricing plan with a reduced daytime toll of $9 beginning in January. You heard that correctly. It was $15 before.
And now it's $9,
and now
baby.
it is $9.
Actually, again, now it's no dollars. You can pay zero for that sort of thing. This is wonderful. I love these moments when Democrats create something horrible and then they tell you that they're going to make it better by making it slightly less horrible, but still mostly terrible. And then all of a sudden a Republican swoops in, the president, and says, you know what, let's make this actually fair. And the Democrats are up in arms. Another version of this out there in the world, as far as just sort of funny things, is the mayor in LA, Mayor Bass, who sat down for an interview. I think this was on Fox 11 locally in Los Angeles, and was asked a very easy question. Hey, these horrible fires that tore apart parts of Los Angeles, as the mayor, you knew that there was the potential for this. Why did you go on vacation right at the beginning of all this? And why did you not say stay in case you were necessary and demonstrate to a whole lot of people in Los Angeles or anywhere else that a lot of the government doesn't care about you at all because stuff lights on fire and I'm just going to go here, be somewhere else. Here was her terrible answer to that
when
question.
I talked about it with the fire chief, what she said is that we have warnings of Santa Ana winds a lot, but predicting this, and you saw from the city, from the county, that level of preparation really didn't happen. So it didn't reach that level to me to say something terrible could happen and maybe you shouldn't have gone on the trip.
It sounds like what you're saying, they said to you, is something somewhat bad could happen, but maybe not historically awful. And you decided to go on a trip because somewhat bad was okay with you. Historically awful, though, probably also would have been okay with you. Here, a little more.
Why didn't But to me, I don't know. I think that's one of the things we need to look at. So 2 investigations are taking place. One internal to the city, and that's the Fire Commission, because that's mandated by the city charter. So the commission will hire an outside entity to examine everything, the pre-deployment.
I'm sure they'll do a great job, the outside entity, if you're allowed to pick who they are, to make sure that it's not your fault that you didn't predict something being terrible. You just predicted it being kind of bad. And then it got even worse as you weren't there at all. Other audio that I have that I'll probably save, because as I mentioned a second ago, Tony Katz is coming up live from CPAC. He'll give us an update on all the things going on there. Very big yearly get-together that you probably want to go to if you've never been to it before. But Tony will give you all that information in just a bit. But after I speak to Tony, maybe later in the show, I'll play some Governor Pritzker out of Illinois audio that's just horrific in how it creates a fear-monger, completely invented version of reality to tell you what actually is going to be happening in the next 4 years during Trump's presidency is somehow putting everybody in jail or harming everybody, which is insane. But as I said, I'm going to hang on to that audio, not play it now. We'll play it later in the show. Let's take a break, and we'll get to Tony Katz live from CPAC just after this on 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, The Morning News. Greg Collins filling in.
The pothole. Formed in colder months, tiny fissures are born, and in no time at all, they grow into big, gigantic tire killers. That's why you need Matt Baird Traffic.
Watch out on Keystone Avenue.
He'll guide you around these hidden monsters.
Yeah, might as well call it a basement.
And on to safer ground.
You don't want to be in the far left lane.
Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Guys, you know I'm out here at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, and yeah, I drove my Andy Moore Ford Bronco Sport to D.C. So easy, such a good ride. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is where you go for all the cars, all the trucks, all the electric vehicles, all the fleet vehicles. They have got everything, and they've got the deals, and they've got the selection. But you know, you don't even have to put on pants. I joke about it, but you don't have to put on pants. Just go to AndyMooreFord.com. That's M-O-H-R, AndyMooreFord.com, and get more to your door. They will, you look at the car, you're like, that's the car I want. You buy the car online, they bring the car to you. You need service, you just schedule an appointment. They come, pick up your vehicle, take care of it beautifully, may I add, and then bring it back to you. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. I trust them. You're going to love using them. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or find them online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R, AndyMooreFord.com.
Ready for spring? How about a trip to Sullivan Hardware and Garden or Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan, where you can smell that spring is in the air? Hey, Pat Sullivan here, and this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, everything is 20% off. Best pricing of the season on premium patio furniture, already pre-season priced at 30% off. You got it, take an extra 20% off. Now, this only happens once a year. All grills and accessories, 20% off. Best deal of the year on all gas, wood pellet grills, and the Big Green Egg. Everything in lawn and garden, including the Scott's 4-step annual lawn care program, 20% off. Even Benjamin Moore paint is 20% off. Visit the Yellow House at Sullivan's, where all gifts, garden, and home accents are, yes, 20% off. Come smell spring is in the air this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, where everything is 20% off. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
Hey guys, it's Rob, and as many of you know, I very rarely ever leave my house. And as such, I spend a lot of time in my yard. I love my yard. It's kind of like a little escape. But the other day, I really looked at it. And man, it's just not looking the way I want it to look. And with spring on the horizon, the bigger problem is I don't have a clue how to fix it. Quite frankly, with the work it needs, I probably just don't have the time. So I called Save-A-Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. And coming up here in the next couple of weeks, Save-A-Tree is coming to my house, and they are going to revamp my entire yard. They're going to bring it back to life. They're going to help me make my lawn look the way I want it just in time for spring. Save-A-Tree is going to make my yard look great after some tough weather. See how beautiful your yard can be. Set up your own evaluation at saveatree.com. SAVATREE.com, or dial pound 250 on your smart device and say the keyword Save a Tree. That's pound 250, keyword Save a Tree.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
All right, Craig, looking in Hancock County, jackknife semi-trailer on westbound 70 near the Greenfield Rest area or before State Road 9 that peel off to Greenfield. The left lane is blocked, and that's causing a slowdown through that area. Northeast side, inbound 69 stop and go from 106th Street down to 82nd. On the west side, it's a crash westbound 70 at Tibbs Avenue. That has a backup to Harding Street. And as you continue on westbound 70 on the west side, stopping again at 465 for about a mile. Looking at northbound 6570, stop and go traffic, Michigan Street up to Meridian Street, Penn. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Partly sunny, a high of 21, although wind chill values as low as -10. Right now it's 4 and -16 with the wind chill. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Freshen up your morning with a Wendy's breakfast, like a breakfast Baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. Available at participating U.S. Wendy's.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Tony Katz, live from CPAC as our guest. How's everything going out there in D.C., buddy?
Let me tell you, I just got to the radio row. Vice President J.D. Vance is set to speak. Secret Service is everywhere. Wouldn't let me bring a star cut through, and I think most people online are drunk. Aside from that, everything is fantastic, Craig.
You said most people are drunk at 7 o'clock in the morning? That's fantastic, man.
These people have been waiting for a Trump win for 4 years. They got it. This is the place they come to celebrate. And good to be able to check in with everybody. appreciate the sponsors. We cover all the legal angles with Americans Prosperity Indiana and HoosierHope.org. Also, Premier Arms, fantastic sponsor right there in Brownsburg. Look, there is only one question here. Is the excitement of winning equaled by the action in these first 100 days? This is a crowd that woke up early, drove in early, taken off days, multiple days' work to be the vice president. Never mind Trump on Saturday, which one has to assume is coming. But it's usually when you come here, like everyone's excited, right? They're together. They're going to fight for this. They're going to do that. Well, now they've gotten what they want. And now you got to ask: is there a bit of a letdown parade? Is it everything that Trump is doing? Are there other things? That's what I've come to find out here at CPAC.
You know, Tony, we're having a little bit of a breakup with your phone connection there. For the most part, we're getting what you're saying, but a little bit of a breakup. Do you want to try to connect back with us at 8:15 and do it then? Okay, cool. So we got a little recap there. Thank you to Tony Katz. He will jump back on with us in about 30 minutes, a little bit less than that, as we try to clean up some of that connection. Because for the most part, as I said, we were understanding what Tony was saying. But I want to make sure we get every bit of the goodness from CPAC. And he's absolutely right, as always, Tony Katz is, on a few of those things. First, J.D. Vance is opening CPAC today. The president will actually close it on Saturday. And a lot of the expectation for the discussion over the next few days will be not just a victory lap, although certainly it will be. And CPAC is the friendliest of places to have a discussion like that occur. But it'll also be a demonstration of the things that have happened. The amount of action that's been taken that aligns with, say, the promises that President Trump made as he was running for office again, because there's a lot of actual success, a lot of actions that have matched up with those, say, words and campaign promises that typically don't happen this quickly. And I do love one thing that's been going on and been discussed a lot in the world of mainstream media, and it's the immediate attacking of all the decisions or, say, promises, DOJ and all the things they've done, specifically too, early on in this administration. It's not even been a full month yet, which is sort of crazy to think about and say out loud. But as all this has happened and media attacks it, these are all things Trump said he would do on the campaign trail. And so oftentimes you don't get this much action this quickly. So I imagine that will be a huge part of CPAC and a giant focus. It's not just that we're proud that we're in this position. It's not just that we're happy that we're coming to you in a position of power, but it's the fact that we've actually done something with that power that Democrats even failed to do. When Biden got in office, he had an ability to do more in the first 2 years of his administration than they did. And when Republicans get the opportunity, they are not squandering it. So that, I assume, will be a large portion of the discussion as well. But we want to hear from Tony, and we want clarity as we hear from Tony. So we'll get him back on in a little bit. Just one other quick thing out there, certainly not a serious thing, but a silly thing right before we take a break, just to pivot a bit. I saw this, and I didn't know what to think of it exactly, but it happened in Indiana, and it was on the roadways. So I imagine Matt Baer will have some insight. A man led the police on a high-speed chase in Indiana, but he eventually gave up and told the officers they were really good at chasing him. The guy has a 6-3 record at getting away from the police, according to himself. He's like, man, I've gotten away 6 times, been caught now. This is my 3rd time, but I'm really proud of you guys and how great you did at tracking me down. This is a crazy story. Are you familiar with this at all, Matt? Do you have any information about this one or no?
Matt is not in the room.
Okay, Matt walked. What was this toilet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Matt's
man.
not here.
Every part, dude, when you broadcast from home, too, by the way, which is something, if anyone's watching on YouTube, I'm doing. When you played that sound of Matt and his break, I kind of thought something had happened in my house. And I kind of thought that was me on the air ruining stuff. I don't know if you saw this then, Carl. The guy's name is William Demers. He took Indy police on an 18-minute high-speed chase. This happened last weekend.
Wow.
That speeds hit the triple digits, like 100 miles per hour. And then eventually he just gave up.
Here in Indianapolis?
Yes. This is a story from a news organization out there. I'm not going to name it, although Wish TV probably covered it too. He eventually just pulled over, and he's like, "You guys, man, I can't get rid of you."
Matt just walked in the room. Did you hear about the police chase where the guy was driving 100 miles an hour?
Was this the one who said the cops never catch me?
Yes.
Was this the guy who says, yeah, the cops are never going to catch me? They've never caught me before, and then he got caught.
Yes. This has gone viral now nationally. The guy had a 6-3 record, according to himself, at getting away from the cops, but he said they were really, really good at chasing him this time around.
Keep your track. You still lost 3 times, dude. That's a lot of time in jail, man. That's a lot. This ain't baseball where batting 500 is a good thing, you know. I mean, if you were like, if you had an O in that loss column, I think you'd be doing a lot better.
Yes. Well, by the way, I do love something about this, that he's saying he's 6-3. We only know about the 3 losses. I don't know how he would prove the 6 wins. And I don't know that he'd want to. Right. He might be making those ones up to make it look better.
His lawyer's summoning body cam footage as we talk. This is we don't care about innocence or guilt. We just want to prove this guy's really good if I'm getting away with the cops.
We're gonna enhance the punishment, but hey, look at the times I've shaken the cops. This has been great for me. All right, we'll take a break. More coming up. Matt's got some traffic for us.
Westbound 70 at Tibbs Avenue crash blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Harding Street. Traffic sponsored by B-Window this month at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. B-Window, proud to be employee-owned. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
I'm with Sean Carnahan,
hey, Carl, is that
sales
okay
manager
to get rid
for
of Tony
Adventure
there?
Homes, who uses Applied Innovation as their managed network services provider.
They do all of our computers, so they take care of all of our issues, anything that comes up with our servers, any tech support, software we need, any equipment we need.
And before Applied Innovation?
We had another company. It was a hometown company. It was actually bought out by Applied. So it was very nice to have a larger company and have a lot more offerings. Applied has done an excellent job in taking over that hometown account and really making sure we still feel like a hometown account.
How has Applied Innovation benefited Adventure Homes?
We have benefited because, we now have services that we did not have with our older company.
And for Sean?
Bottom line benefit for Sean, it saves me time because I'm not the IT guy anymore.
Outsource your IT function to Applied Innovation's experienced, knowledgeable network professionals. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
When you're running a small business, every dollar counts. And there's lots of ways you could try saving money, like, say, subletting half your office to an exotic pet shop, or downsizing your fleet of catering trucks to a fleet of catering scooters. Or you could try a smarter way to save. Switch to Comcast Business Mobile. It could save you up to 70% on business wireless compared to AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, and save you the hassle of having a parrot as your desk mate. So don't compromise your business to save money. Keep it growing with Comcast Business Mobile, an incredible value and smarter way to save. Comcast Business Mobile, powering smarter savings, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Compares weighted average of providers based on optimized pricing. Comcast Business Internet required. Reduced speeds after data usage included with plan. Savings may vary.
Hey, this is Travis from Life Church. Do you have questions about God, faith, or church? What if there's a place you could ask them without embarrassment, judgment, or shame? That's the Alpha Course. Bring your questions and we'll even feed you dinner. We'll talk about who Jesus is, what he did on the cross, and what that means for you without the commitment of joining a church. The Alpha Course begins on Monday nights at 6:30 at Life Church Noblesville, beginning March 3rd. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information and to register.
Yeah, pretty much the only place my wife and I have done any furniture shopping over the past few years is Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. And right now, they have an incredible Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern factory authorized sale going on. 50% off. These are the best quality sofas, sectionals, recliners in the business. Made in Bern, Indiana with a lifetime warranty. And this sale ends Monday, March 3rd. And don't forget about free delivery from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Coming up in 2 minutes, we got several inches of snow last night. John Herrick has the details. Call after call came in last night as a home was burning on Indy's west side and why a Lawrence cop is on leave. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News. From the Technology Recycler Studios, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
It's been 1 month. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, since President Trump returned. And he has signed yet another executive order that Fox's Mark Meredith reports from the White House.
It should certainly appeal to voters who feel the federal government has bending over backwards to help illegal immigrants. Under the order issued overnight, our understanding the government would cut out money to spend encouraging them to get Obamacare, money for assistance programs like food stamps, as well as for the children's health insurance.
And more layoffs are coming as the Trump administration targets probationary federal workers recently hired. Multiple reports have the IRS ready to cut 6,000 jobs. And as DOJ keeps looking to slash more federal spending,
President Trump claims the Department of Government Efficiency, led by billionaire Elon Musk, is saving tens of billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse, and he's considering sending 20% of those savings to American taxpayers. Musk saying he believes it could total $5,000 per taxpayer.
As Fox's Jared Halpern, the FBI is about to get a new director.
This afternoon, the full Senate is expected to confirm FBI nominee Kash Patel. It comes despite pushback from Democrats, some of them listing all the reasons they view Patel as unqualified and not trustworthy for the job.
As Fox's Brooke Singman, Ukraine's foreign minister just met with the special U.S. envoy to his country, saying they talked about a just and lasting peace. The day after President Trump, who blames Ukraine for starting a war that began with Russia's invasion, called Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky
a dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast because that war is going in the wrong direction.
The president may meet this month with Russian leader Vladimir Putin after Tuesday's U.S.-Russia talks on ending the war that Ukraine was left out of. In Gaza, that's the moment Hamas handed over 4 coffins to be given to Israel, including the remains of a mother and her 2 young children killed after the 2023 Hamas terror attack that triggered the war, and also as part of a ceasefire that halted it. 6 hostages who are alive will be set free Saturday. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The mess that it left. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it's 5 degrees. It feels like it's -2. Your high today is 22. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. Snow was heavy at times when it fell across Indiana late Wednesday night and into this morning.
And that's why you should take some precautions. I'm John Herrick. That's the message from Andrew White with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis.
Yeah, take your time and then make sure you're bundled up when temperatures are this cold outside. If you do end up
in a period of time where you have to stop for a bit with temperatures near zero, you can definitely have some issues.
He says you'll also want to slow down if you're driving anywhere. Give yourself plenty of time to reach your destination and dress in thick clothing for at least the next couple of days. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An Indianapolis state trooper is okay after the car that he was sitting in was hit by another car driven by a person who had lost control of it. State police are reminding you this morning to slow down and adjust your driving to the conditions of the road. A video seen over 100,000 times shows a Lawrence cop punching a restrained man during an arrest in a Walmart parking lot Tuesday. The man's mother told Wish TV there's no evidence to justify the violence that she saw in that video.
Although we're not slaves, I feel like we're enslaved. We're going to always be targeted. I honestly, there were 2 other people in that fire lane. None of them got hit in the mouth.
The Lawrence Police Department says that the man battered and resisted law enforcement. One of the officers has been placed on leave while police look into this. 4 dogs were killed in a fire last night near Indy's west side.
Hey, are the dogs in there? I think we got animals in. Okay.
That is a 911 call released by the Indianapolis Fire Department.
No, I don't think so. I think he left out. Okay. Well, we do have... My dog was going crazy.
Firefighters got several calls like this. They say no humans were found inside, and they're still looking into this. Construction on IU's Indy's James T. Morris Arena won't be done for at least another year. Here's Jake McDaniel.
That's because it will have a basketball and volleyball court with over 4,000 seats, an aux gym, and a gathering space. The seating will then be retractable for many sports and activities. The college is putting over $20 million into the construction. The new space will be on IU Indianapolis' campus, which is just south of Sydney and Lois Eskenazi Hall. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Notre Dame Fighting Irish men's basketball team fell to SMU on Wednesday, 97-73.
The Mustangs held Marcus Burton, the leading scorer in the ACC, to just 2 points in their 20th win of the season. The Irish effort is a concern of Notre Dame head coach Micah Shrewsbury.
People can out-execute us. People can out-talent us. They can do a lot of things. They should never out-effort us.
With the loss, the Irish dropped to 11-15 overall and 5-10 in conference play. They will host Pitt this Saturday at Purcell Pavilion.
And that's Len Clark reporting. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Hancock County westbound 70 stopped at Greenfield Rest Area for a couple of miles because of an earlier jackknife semi. And as you come in on westbound 70, that's stop-and-go traffic before and after Post Road. And a slowdown continues as you head to the north split. That's Shadeland Avenue to Emerson Avenue. Westbound 70 on the west side slows Harding Street past Belmont Avenue. And then westbound 70 slow again from 465 out to the airport collector that day for westbound 70 fans. Looking at inbound 65 slow roll after 38th Kessler down to 21st East Side. Northbound 465 load and stop and go before Penn Pike up to 75th. Inbound 69 running slow 106th Street down to 82nd for a 9-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Audible. If you're stuck in traffic, why not tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcast, and originals. Hear expert insight on health, relationships, finance, and more. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I can commandeer my own radio show. It's not a problem. Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. Hello from D.C. What's up?
Oh, hi. I didn't know you were here today. Good morning.
I'm not really, but I found a spot on the radio row, and I just decided to commandeer it. It's not even my spot. Don't care. This is what I do. That's how much I love. That's how much I love everybody listens to WIBC and you. I did have to put them first, just so we're clear. It goes the people who listen to WIBC, the people who bring me milkshakes, Craig Collins, then it goes Nigel, Casey, you, followed by Phil Sanchez, Hammer, and then somewhere at the very, very bottom, Marcus Bailey.
Oh, well, at least we all made the list. I'm excited about that.
Oh, makes me want to call the list a little bit more. What are we feeling out there?
Hey, we have some sunshine, but it is cold, and I do think we'll see cold conditions all day today. 21 degrees for an afternoon high. Wind chill values into the single digits. Some clouds return later tonight with lows falling near 11. A bright day on Friday, and just a smidge warmer, 31. And then into the 30s on Saturday, dry conditions, and 40 on Sunday.
We will take the warm-up any way we can get it. Tara Hastings, I will be back on Monday, so bated breath.
All right.
Bated
Can't wait.
breath. It's Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. It's 3 degrees, Craig Collins. 3 degrees in the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Can I just say he does weather so much better than I do?
No, I do it terribly.
Oh, you've got a whole thing. You got a whole thing that you got going on. It's nutty. And there's some Hoosiers right there, just walking right by me. Just a couple of Hoosiers just walking. It's nutty over here. But the time, Craig, I don't know what the time is. You tell us what the time is.
8:08 on Thursday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. I was thrilled I made that list, by the way, Tony. That was awesome. It doesn't at all have to do with that I'm sitting here, I think. But thank you so much for jumping in and being a part of your show. Live from CPAC, J.D. Vance, Vice President Vance, likely to speak soon. What are some things you're looking forward to from him or in general at CPAC?
Well, first, let me tell you, I actually commandeered somebody else's table. Awesome. They had told me we couldn't do the morning show. They didn't have the room on Radio Row for the morning show. So I'm like, all right, we'll do the midday, and you'll be here, and we'll be fine, and we'll call in, and we'll check in. But there was an open table, so I took it. So it's good to be here. And I know you have, because we're really official with Urban One. You have the official disclaimer, right? You have the official disclaimer
I do.
Of our sponsors. Go for it.
Correct. Okay. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Go ahead, Tony.
We have great sponsors and Premier Arms, premierarms.com. Thrilled with them. So we tried to connect earlier, a little bit of a tech thing, but I wanted to get with you because, they had lined up early for J.D. Vance. They're still coming in for J.D. Vance. Good way to kick off this conference. And I've done many of these. I think this is number 15 for me of the Conservative Political Action Conference. Yes. And every year has a theme, certainly in terms of what people are thinking about, but there's always the gauge of excitement. This is not an excitement CPAC. Excitement's off the charts. The people won, right? The people who come to this event, the activists, the people who really do the frontline work, they won. They're out of their heads. Now the question is, are these the first 100 days they wanted? Is there something else they want to see? Do they want to see Trump go even further with some of these things? You hear Trump getting into the foreign policy, especially regarding Ukraine. The whole conversation yesterday about being a dictator, this is for me, that is a non-starter conversation. I don't even think Zelensky's a good guy. But it's a non-starter conversation for, I think, how you want to deal with Russia. But then again, it's Trump. He could say something different tomorrow. So how do these people feel about things like that? How do they feel about the Doge things and the cutting things? What more do they want to see? This Pentagon story amongst the media people I was with last night at a late night at dinner, man, that was the story. 8% cuts, $50 billion for 2026, 8% going on.
Yes.
That's going to get nothing but cheers from this crowd.
Yeah, no, Pete Hegseth orders $50 billion in Pentagon cuts to align with Trump's military priorities is one of the big headlines out there for that. I just want my $5,000, Tony. I don't know if people are talking about that. When we get our personal checks, they all get sent to us for the Doge shavings. I'm looking very much forward to my check.
First of all, the idea that you're getting $5,000 is hilarious. You'll get nothing and you'll like it. So by the way, that anytime I can quote Caddyshack, my life is so complete.
Yes.
So the Doge thing is actually, you understand that's not a float from Trump. That is a float from, I think it was a hedge fund guy who reached out to Elon Musk and said, hey, all these savings, how about a little, little something for the effort, which is also a Caddyshack reference. And Musk said, I'll ask the president. And then Trump said, that's interesting. So he's making a twofold argument that we've got these savings. We're no longer going to be spending on the insanities, which I don't know how people object to. If you didn't understand what Drain the Swamp meant, this is kind of what it looks like. Yeah. This is what Drain the Swamp looks like. You could do it in a chant down the streets. So the idea is take part of it, pay down the debt, take part of it, give the money back to the American people. The fundamental problem with writing a check is that if you want to bring down inflation, I do not know if this adds to inflationary pressure. Now, someone could say the money is already spent. You're just repositioning where the money goes to. It puts more money in the economy, and people are buying more things. It can raise things up. That's possible, and it is our money. Personally, just because the debt so bothers me in so many ways, I'd rather see it all debt. But how do you tell somebody they can't get their money back, and it has to go to people who actually paid the taxes? That's what can I say? I'm a purist in that way, Craig.
Absolutely correct. No, and what I think is so interesting about what you said a second ago is it's the thing in everyone's mind. As they keep telling us how this waste, fraud, and abuse is, we all obviously thought it was real, but like receipt version of it being real, I think you just want your money back is sort of the human inclination there. So I love the fact that they were talking about doing that. You mentioned Ukraine a second ago and Trump's strong rhetoric, even toward Vladimir Zelensky recently. I was saying earlier on your show that I wonder if all of this is just to demonstrate to Ukraine that there's a brand new person in charge who's fundamentally totally different than Biden and going to be much tougher on you. So you're going to have to accept some of our, I don't know if I want to call them demands, but our positions in finding peace there. You say, though, that for you, some of this is a non-starter. Can I get a little more about that from you, Tony?
So I'll say three things. As I said, it's Trump. He could say something different tomorrow. He could be setting a table as he likes to do. He's the guy who said 25% tariff on Mexico. Oh, wait, you're going to finally move these troops to the border? No tariff on Mexico. 25% tariff on Canada. Oh, wait, you're going to create a border czar position? No tariff on Canada just yet. Everything is a start. And even one of the things that he said just yesterday, was the day before, let's say somebody says you owe them $10,000, you offer them $5,000. You offer them $5,000. That's what you do. They say 10, you offer them 5. You settle $5,500. This is how he runs the entirety of his world. And people who have worked for him in the construction trades have been happy to work for him and infuriated by this positioning. So everything could be a pretext to let's make a deal. You are getting destroyed because you are getting destroyed. There's no way in a war of attrition for Ukraine to win this. That's the horror. I think Russia's the aggressor. I think Russia's the invader because those things are true. It's not because I think them. It's because they are actual. And I have no interest in pretending otherwise, but I don't need to pretend that Zelensky's a good guy either. So this could all be pretext. But I think calling him dictator is Vladimir Putin talk. I thought it was a terrible choice of words. There were 100 ways Trump could have done this. He didn't need to do it this way. And I know that even people who listen, they disagree with me on this subject. We've always disagreed on this subject. I will double down in my positioning that Ukraine gets to exist. I don't know if we have to hand them dollars to do it, but I don't think that you say, hey, you have to pay us back. That's a odd position. I don't think you call him dictator. I think that's a bad position, but everything with Trump is on the table. Who knows what's going to happen today or tomorrow?
No, and I really liked what you'd been saying for a long time about a lot of that, and certainly agree with you that we should have helped Ukraine defend themselves against the invasion in Russia. But what that looks like and what it turned into are obviously two very different things. I know we got traffic we got to get to in a second. What else were you going to say, Tony?
No, I understand your position. I know that people disagree with me. That's all. This is just a different way of looking at the thing. I love you all. I'm here in D.C. at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, HoosierHope.org, AFP Indiana, PremierArms.com. Craig, I'm going to let you throw it to Matt Baer, who I miss tremendously, and I'll catch you guys at noon on Tony Katz Today.
Okay. And by the way, say hi to Alina Haba if you see her. I think she's going to do it.
If I see her, I will say haba haba.
Nice. All right. Matt, you got some traffic for us?
Yeah, Craig. Hey, Tony, southbound 65, Boone County, stop-and-go traffic, Whitestown Parkway down to the Dogleg 865. East side, northbound 465, stopped after I-70 up to Penn Pike. Inbound 69 slows 106th Street down to 82nd. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from west. On the west side, northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from Sam Jones Expressway up to Washington Street. In Hancock County, westbound 70 still stopped for several miles from the Greenfield rest area because of a jackknife semi-trailer. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, don't match it. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Isolated showers or flurries possible still, but probably over for the remainder of the day today. Partly sunny, a high of 21. 3 degrees right now. Negative 16 with wind chill, though. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, premierarms.com.
AAA not only is the best at helping you out with flat tires, roadside assistance, replacing my dead batteries at work, but they can also plan some amazing vacations. And with all this snow and ice, I'm ready for a trip to Universal Studios with the family in Florida. You know what I mean? No matter where you're headed, AAA can help you get the best price on your next vacation at the AAA Travel Expo, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel.
It's free. You don't even have to be a AAA member to attend. Although members love additional benefits like 24/7, 365 roadside assistance. So save the date right now for the AAA Travel Expo 2025, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. Find your dream vacation at Indiana's favorite travel show. Bring a friend and enjoy the day. Get more information and pre-register for your chance to win a $500 AAA travel voucher at AAA.com/expo.
Heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Chip did.
I'm a real car guy, and I have a garage that I got tired of fighting the epoxy fight. Finally, I saw something on Facebook, and I got interested in Galaxy. Looked like a real good solution to me.
Homer business, Galaxy's got you covered.
My house is on a post-tension slab. It can get cracked, so what these guys did was they came in and they grooved out all those little cracks. And now it's one complete lovely surface, very pleasant on the eyes.
Transforms pools, patios, garage floors, driveways, and more. And Galaxy Concrete Coatings comes with a lifetime warranty.
You can just tell by looking at it, it's going to be impervious to anything I can throw at it for as long as I can imagine. And I haven't looked back since. I love it.
Click on Galaxy Concrete Coatings today. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, we are out of this world.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You got Matt and Carl hanging out every morning, as they always do on this show. And thank you to Tony Katz, who was just live with us on the air from CPAC in Washington, D.C. Moments before Vice President J.D. Vance takes the stage, speaking there first. President Trump will actually close things on Saturday from CPAC. I have a dating hack, if you want to hear one. I don't know if either of you guys, well, Carl, you're married. So Matt Baer, do you want a dating hack that people say is foolproof for sexy singles? I guess this is what it is.
Why not?
Okay. Do you have any of your own first?
Can't make this any worse.
Do you have any dating hacks of your own before I throw one out there? Is there anything you'd share?
Pay on your first date. That's okay. Pretty much it. That's all I have. As far as
even
just enjoy yourself.
Even if the lady tries to, you'd pay for the first date?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'd chastise her. I'd be like, hey, listen, I'm the man in this relationship. I'm paying for the dinner. No.
Yes. They say the right thing to do is called sticky eyes. This is a version of eye contact that's sort of like you're looking around, you're leaning, you're moving your head, But at all moments, you're still looking at the person on the first date. They say this is a really good dating hack that makes someone like you more. The sticky eyes move.
Yeah, and don't look at other women.
Probably not. That's probably not a good. I think this sounds a little creepy, though. Although the picture that's with, I think, the New York Post article about this shows a woman kind of leaning off to the side, listening and glancing, but still making eye contact with you. That might be the exception to the rule. For the most part, this means stare at your date the entire time you're with them. Never break eye contact, no matter how you move your head.
Yes, and before you do that, go back to their Facebook profile and like all the pictures from the last 6 months. Yeah, leave some comments on some dated post and be like, hey, you look really good in this picture here. I don't know. I think you need to just make eye contact when appropriate and maybe not just glance around the room on a first date. I'm not the best at this, obviously, as a single middle-aged bachelor, but I would think, just dial into what she's saying and things will probably go well.
Yes. Another story I saw out there, a woman complained after she went to a Build-A-Bear birthday party that someone invited her to. What was that?
Like Matt Bear, Build a Matt Bear.
Yeah, Build a Matt Bear. She went to a Build-A-Bear birthday party and said it looked like a sweatshop because all the children were making their Build-A-Bears at the party together. And she thought this is something that you shouldn't, it's a very ridiculous complaint on social media. But she said she felt very bad bringing her, I think it was niece, to the party the moment it set the precedent to her that it's a bunch of child labor going on building their bears.
Okay, so let me get this straight. This is a party, a celebration, a Build-A-Bear party, and the kids are making bears. They're in their happy little bear building world and just having a nice time building a Mom Kicks Butt Bear and Barely Loving Bear and doing all the things. And then Aunt Susie walks in and he's like, this is a sweatshop. Nobody's getting paid. Oh, my God.
Exactly correct. This is exactly what happened.
Those poor kids are just going to go home crying. They're not even going to finish the bear.
Yes.
Yeah, that's somebody who's trying to make something out of nothing, I would think, and kind of ruining a nice day for everybody else. Just let the kids build their bear. You're not paying them anyway, so.
Yeah, my brain wouldn't have gone there, by the way. The Build-A-Bear concept wouldn't have reminded me of a sweatshop and then made me need to complain at the event and then on social media after, saying that she felt bad for her niece and bad for all the kids that had to build the one bear that they were picking to make at the party at the Build-A-Bear location.
Now, if there was a mass assembly of polo shirts, then you might be concerned a little bit. But no, not in this case. Everybody's just making a Build-A-Bear. I
think the only thing that would have made this bad is if they locked the doors to the Build-A-Bear and made the kids keep making other bears. That feels like the moment where you have a problem. But if you're just making your own, this is a moment where the aunt is just being insane.
That's right. Or making a certain group of kids watch the other kids build the Build-A-Bear and be like, you're not good enough. Sorry, you didn't behave this week, so you have to watch the kids make bears.
I do like what you said, though. I feel like this aunt was ready to get mad at something, and this is what she found. She woke up that morning, she grabbed her coffee, and she's like, I'm going to be upset today. And then she decided that it was at the Build-A-Bear kids party. And by the way, this is apparently a much better birthday move than Chuck E. Cheese because no fights broke out.
Right, over bad pizza.
Right, over anything. Chuck E. Cheese fighting is insane in today's world, which I don't understand because I remember Chuck E. Cheese as a place you could go as a kid and no parents fought. And you got to walk out okay.
Horrifying to me, man, with those robot animals and the robot band. I remember, this was a traumatizing moment for my 8th or 9th birthday, St. Louis, Missouri, Showbiz Pizza Place before it became Chuck E. Cheese. And my parents thought it'd be cool to put the crown on my head in front of the whole audience eating pizza with the band and the robot animals. And one of the young women came out and put the crown on my head, and I just started crying, man. I just started crying hysterically. I was so embarrassed to be on that stage with the robot animals and the Chuck E. Cheese woman, and everybody's just laughing and applauding, and here I'm just terrified. It was a bad moment, man. It was a bad time.
Is there video of this? Just out of curiosity?
No, maybe a Polaroid if we're lucky.
Okay, good.
That's about all we had.
I feel bad for little kid Matt Bear having to deal with that.
I do
gotta
too.
Be tough.
He's still in here,
All right. Well, let's let him do some traffic. Quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, the Morning News.
Traumatized. Looking at westbound 70 at Hancock County, that's stopped traffic right now before Greenfield rest area for several miles. If I'm going from Knightstown to Greenfield, I'm strongly considering US 40 instead here at the moment. Now on the east side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic from I-70 up to East 56th Street. Northwest side, northbound 465 is jammed from 79th up to 865. On the west side, eastbound 70 slow to downtown from Harding Street to Meridian Street, Illinois. And then looking at westbound 70 out by the airport, that has finally cleared up. Eastbound lanes, maybe a little bit of slow in that peel off to 465 here and there. Outside of that, we're moving up to speed again out by the airport. Very nice. Traffic sponsored by B Window. This month at bwindow.com, receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Some people are very upset at all the golfing Trump has done. Have they met Biden?
Join us Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. A lot of folks give up on their bodies in their 40s or 50s. Statistically, we gain 1.5 pounds every year past 50, and it's usually a tough slog to fight that. 19 years ago, I took a friend's recommendation, and I went to Exercise Inc. for one of their free consultations. Me? I didn't want to get heavy. I wanted to stay trim and in shape, and that was really a struggle. 19 years ago I went, and 19 years later I'm still going every week. They've helped me to reach and maintain my health and fitness goals, and they do that with specific strength training in only 20 minutes a week. You've just got to try this health and exercise approach, and the consultation is free. My guess is that, like me, you'll be skeptical for the first couple of weeks, and then it happens. You'll feel better. You'll probably lose some weight, and you'll probably look better, too. Go to Exercise Inc. today and sign up for a free consultation. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, now in Fishers, too. ExerciseInc.com.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan auto-pay start bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduced mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Hi, I'm Maryland Delegate Cherie Sample Hughes, Chair for Women in Government. This February, during National Cancer Prevention Month, let's direct our attention to lung cancer, which causes more deaths than breast, prostate, and colon cancers combined. 10 to 15% of lung cancer cases occur in people who have never smoked. Join us in promoting awareness of better lung health and benefits of early screening. Find more information at womeningovernment.org.
Go now to bwindow.com and receive $400 off per window and $250 off any patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing.
This weekend, everything is 20% off, including Scott's 4-step annual lawn care program at Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A warming trend is on the way. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis. It is 5 degrees. It feels like it's -2. and your high today is 21. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. If you're tired of the snow and the cold temperatures in Indiana, then you might like hearing this. Here's John Herrick.
Temperatures could reach the 50s across most of the state by Monday.
You know, we're looking at low precipitation chances until probably about the middle of next week. And as we get towards the latter half of the week, we could see a little bit more rain, but otherwise no wintry precip on the horizon.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says despite that, you'll want to watch out for black ice and slick roads in the meantime. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
In the last day or so, there have been about 150 crashes along Indianapolis highways, say state police. One of them happened last night when somebody driving a car hit a trooper's car.
You know, it's dangerous for all of us out there, but that's not just law enforcement. That's anybody who's on the road and people who make the selfish decision to drive too fast for these conditions.
Sergeant John Perrine, a winter weather advisory was out last night for Marion, Boone, Hendricks, and Morgan counties. The crash happened along I-465. A Lawrence cop is on leave this morning. Harrison Silcox has that story.
It's because someone filmed that officer repeatedly punching someone while they were being restrained Tuesday afternoon. Officers had originally responded to an ordinance violation around 4:30 near Walmart off Pendleton Pike. That's where a 38-year-old man was arrested, apparently on charges of battery of public safety officials and resisting law enforcement. Lawrence Police Chief Curtis Bigsby says transparency and accountability is vital to maintaining trust with the community, and he says his department is looking into what happened. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, continues to make cuts despite pushback from Democrats. Elon Musk, who's leading those efforts, says
it's got to be solved, or there's no medical care, there's no Social Security, there's no nothing. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done.
And he points to the fact that the national debt is now $36 trillion. A study has determined that one Hoosier city is among those with the fewest people in financial distress. Here's Sasha Nixon.
The study by Wallet Hub looked at 100 American cities to determine which had the most and the fewest people experiencing financial distress. Ultimately, researchers found that the least distressed city was Anchorage, Alaska, followed by
Fort Wayne, Indiana, Scottsdale, Arizona, Fremont, California, and Stockton, California.
Taken from a video posted to the Wallet Hub YouTube page. On the other hand, cities experiencing the most distress were Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, and Jacksonville, Florida. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're also spending less for gas than the rest of America. $2.96 a gallon on the regular for regular, says Gas Buddy. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indiana Pacers return from the All-Star break tonight, hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Head coach Rick Carlisle says this is the first of 4 tough home games.
Memphis is a smash-mouth team. They're physical. They're tough. They try to intimidate with hard physical play, and you got to be ready.
And tonight's game tips off at 7. Coverage starting at 6:30 on 107.5 The Fan. Notre Dame lost its second game in a row Wednesday, falling to SMU 97-73. Head coach Micah Shrewsbury.
People can out-execute us. People can out-talent us. They can do a lot of things. They should never out-effort us.
A big problem for Notre Dame was that their leading scorer, Marcus Burton, only had 2 points. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, watch out if you're down at Decatur Township. Crash northbound 67 Kentucky Avenue at Ameriplex, backing us up to Canby Road. Northbound 6570 downtown stop-and-go traffic, Michigan Street through the north split to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 loaded from Tibbs Avenue into Meridian, Illinois. And then it's northbound 465 on the west side, stop-and-go traffic from Sam Jones Expressway up to Washington Street. Northwest side, northbound 465 loaded, 79th up to 865. Hancock County still slow traffic westbound as 70 coming into the Greenfield exit, State Road 9, stop traffic before and after that exit. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. The National Weather Service claims there's still some isolated flurries out there in parts of Indianapolis until about 11 o'clock. I don't see any. Partly sunny, a high near 21. 3 is the temperature right now, negative 16 with wind chill. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Oh, make me over. I'm all I want.
Tony Katz, the Morning News. 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Thank you very much to our wonderful sponsors today. Let's play a couple pieces of audio of Democrats trying to, make you and I laugh by accident, but also make a lot of supporters terrified of the evil horribleness of President Trump and the Trump administration. First, it's Governor Pritzker out of Illinois saying truly crazy things. Both of these things are probably crazy. Here's the first one.
What comes next? After we've discriminated against, deported, or disparaged all the immigrants and the gay and lesbian and transgender people, the developmentally disabled, the women, and the minorities, once we've ostracized our neighbors and betrayed our friends, after that, when the problems we started with are still there staring us in the face, what comes next?
Insanity, if you're actually thinking that any of those things are going to happen. Governor Pritzker saying that deporting people who are here illegally is the beginning part of, I guess, harming a whole bunch of Americans because of things that make absolutely no sense. Like, this is actual insanity. And you probably have a liberal friend who says this to you, who during a conversation back and forth is like, well, I think Trump has done a lot of good things in his very short time so far in office. And hey, look at all this money we're saving as far as taxpayers. And they come back with, yeah, but we're going to start deporting LGBTQ or something. And you just look at them like, huh? What? Where did this come from? Does that even make any sense? And this is why. It's because it's a rhetoric and a talking point for Democrats for a long time to find the way to abuse the emotions of their side of the aisle, essentially, and convince them of crazy things. Here's Jasmine Crockett as well. I think this was on MSNBC, saying that poor people are under attack because their government money is getting taken away, not because she and Stacey Abrams and a whole bunch of other people have already been outed as on the take and DOJ is taking money out of their pockets. No. This is because of the poor people in the South that voted for Trump and were confused by it when they did it.
But the problem is that we have a president that is adversarial to states that don't vote for him. And so what some of these people fail to realize, down in Alabama, who's broke, down in Louisiana, who's broke, I can go through pretty much the entire South and tell you that they're broke and they rely on a lot of welfare from the government. To be perfectly honest, it is tax dollars from these big blue states.
I gotta stop right there. There's insanity in a bunch of places bouncing around there. She's upset that people in Louisiana or Alabama voted for Trump. And honestly, after the Super Bowl and the crazy amount of applause that Trump gets, it's even more well enforced that he had a unique win in the world of politics, unique win for Republicans, to say the least. But the thing that's craziest about this, this sounds to me like any other time where the Democratic argument is, hey, we need people here illegally because we need people to do jobs for terrible money that no one else is willing to do. Or, hey, we need this over here that is broken to not get better. We want to leave it broken, and we want the government to be the thing that's, quote unquote, fixing it for you and fixing it in the worst way possible. For anyone that's actually broke that she's referencing, and it's not going to be everyone that lives in those places, like apparently she thinks it is, but anyone that is, I don't think the way that they get out of being broke, and I think they know this, is to get free stuff from the government forever. I think that keeps you broke, and the government takes a whole bunch of that money for themselves, all the different ways that they launder and steal it. And Stacey Abrams is one of the best examples right now. Jasmine Crockett, the audio I just played, but Stacey Abrams was caught with about $2 billion in a climate change thing that she created, a nonprofit that had $100 in revenue in 2023, that got $2 billion in government funding in 2024. These are the things they're mad about. These are the things they care about. And this is how they claim it's about you. And they're going to do a better job of protecting you. Well, if they didn't steal so much of that money, maybe more of it would actually go to people who needed it. And more of it would go back into, the things that we should be spending it on, or hopefully back into our pockets if we're not spending as much and tax cuts make more sense. All of these better ways to get you out of being broke than, say, just continuing to rely on a system that is evidently being abused and itself is incredibly, incredibly broken and needs to be fixed. And she knows that. And honestly, it's a liberal talking point to say that when Trump is not the one in office and when Doge is not the one actually saving us money for real and not just claiming that they'd like to save us money, but they don't know how to do it. All right, quick break. A little bit more coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Things are happening fast.
Tariffs, ICE raids.
Shrink the size of the federal government.
USAID is really corrupt.
Doge is using a meat axe.
Uncovering things that aren't going to get what they voted for.
Follow the first 100 days.
Industries to come back to America.
The president is committed in securing a lasting peace.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
Robert Kennedy Jr. confirmation is confirmed.
Stay in the know.
I'm Ryan Hedrick.
John Herrick.
While you're on the go.
Matt Bear with traffic on the 5.
With 93 WIBC.
Dads happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal. It saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Cold weather brings hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators now $12,000 off and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So get in on those hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 61,695. Offers good through February 28, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Kendall and Casey.
This is a bill that prohibits minors under 16 from using social media without parental permission.
This is an example of government trying to resolve a problem that they have no business being in, which is how you parent your kid. If you want your kid to be on social media, that's your right as a parent. You dictate that.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Two of the hottest young teams in the NBA are about to go head-to-head at Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
Left edge wide open, a long one for three, and that's Siakam.
Catch the Pacers and Grizzlies.
He splits the defense. His little shot, good! And a ball!
Miles Turner and your Pacers battle former Purdue standout Zach Edey and the Grizzlies. It's the Grizzlies' only regular season visit. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers Grizzlies, Thursday at 7.
Hammer and Nigel Show will go off the rails with Rob Kendall. Ask the Gun Guy with Guy Relford filling in for Hammer. And all the top stories a little after 3, 93 WIBC.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Bear and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Southside crash southbound 65 after Edgewood Avenue. It's blocking the left lane, causing a slowdown. Eastbound 70 stopped going into downtown from Tibbs Avenue into Meridian, Illinois. Delay time is 21 minutes. Northbound 465 on the west side. Stop and go traffic from Sam Jones Expressway up to Washington Street. Boone County crash southbound 65 at Whitestown Parkway, blocking the right lane, stopping traffic back to State Road 267. That's a delay time also of 21 minutes. Northeast side crash, eastbound at 465 after Keystone Avenue, blocking the right shoulder. Traffic sponsored by B Window. This month at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Isolated flurries still possible throughout the morning today. Partly sunny, a high of 21, but with wind chill, it's -10, 3 degrees. Right now in downtown Indianapolis, -16 with that wind chill. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me.
That's fantastic. This is Tony Katz in the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every morning on this show. Today's show is paid for by Hoosiers for Opportunity, Prosperity, and Enterprise, and paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Thank you to our sponsors today. A couple quick things. First, people in their 20s and 30s are being hit with, quote, old lady issues. This is specifically the hunchback look that you get as you get older. People in their 20s and 30s are getting this because they look down at their phones all the time. But more and more people apparently have a sort of natural hunched position when they stand, when they walk, when they're anywhere, sitting even, and doctors are worried about the impact on our backs. Matt, what do you got on this?
I mean, I've been hearing this since my first typing class in the 8th grade. It's always something that's going to cause our posture to make us bend over and hunch and look like hunchbacks. And now we have a term for it. Thank God. It's old lady syndrome. Now we all have old lady syndrome, apparently. That's
I'm
good.
I'm rampant with the old lady syndrome. Yes, apparently. Are you doing okay? Do you think you stand up straight?
I mean, I have bad posture, but I have my whole life. I mean, it's nothing to do with a keyboard or a phone. I mean, it's just, my shoulders hunch over and, I kind of walk funny like a duck. But that has nothing to do with a phone or a keyboard. Just has to do with I'm lazy. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody just called it Tech Neck on YouTube. We are live streaming there as well as live on the radio. Chemicals found in U.S. drinking water linked to higher risks of cancer. Whenever I see a headline like this, and I can give you more information about it, 15% higher risk of colorectal cancer, 33% of bladder. I can't do anything different, Matt. I can't change any of the decisions I've made. When I see these headlines like, all right, I drank that, I'm probably going to drink it again, I almost don't care. How do you react to it?
I mean, you just buy the 24 bottles of water at the store and fill your bathtub. That's apparently the logical solution.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about the cleanliness of water anywhere, to be honest, especially. I mean, here in the city, it's like if I try to take a salt bath, an Epsom salt bath, where I try to rejuvenate my body, my muscles, whatever I've been training, that kind of thing. I'm looking at my knuckles right now, and they are kind of warped. Because my water is so hard at home, and it's just not good water to be showering or drinking in or bathing in, and then I really don't want to drink it either. And I'm not saying it's like that in every unit or every place in Indianapolis or Indiana or America for that matter, but it is kind of alarming when you sit in the bathtub for 10 minutes, come out, and your knuckles look like they're deformed, completely warped. It doesn't make you feel good about your water.
No, it does not make you feel good about your water, and things like this don't make me feel good about my water. But again, like, how do I fix that? What am I supposed to do? I think nothing is the answer.
Stop
I'm going to do nothing. Right?
Stop drinking water.
Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll go well. Another thing I saw out there, and I kind of loved this. A university, Binghamton, I think this is in the UK because I've never heard of them. They did a study as to why some people don't get as many text responses as other people do. And they say you're making textism mistakes. This is according to the university. These are things like proper grammar, using a period after sentences, multiple texts where you're sending, like, say, one sentence at a time. Any of those versions might make people annoyed with you in today's world, and then they stop texting you. I think that's insane, but it's probably because I do a lot of these things.
Well, it is insane. I mean, if somebody's not using proper grammar and you stop talking to them, I think that's a little pretentious and a little... It might be a little bit of arrogance involved in there. Hey, you don't have good grammar skills, so we can't be friends. I mean, what the hell is that? I mean, what kind of person thinks like that? But at the same time, I think we should try, especially if you're an adult, maybe give it an old, instead of using an acronym for something, maybe spell it out, because I think we're at that age, man. I just feel like we are, where we at least try to write out messages. I don't know, to each their own,
I still like calling people. I still like doing that. Mm-hmm. I know, all the time. I like doing it. I don't like the text. My nephew, his birthday is this weekend. He is 16 years old now. I'm going to call him. I'm probably one of the only people that's going to call him. Everyone else will text him. And when he gets on the phone with me, he'll be like, you could have done this in a text. Yeah, and I'm like, I can't. I'm going to tell you happy birthday on the phone, young man.
Oh, the next generation's awful. So hurtful. I mean, come on. You know, I'm giving you a call. Nobody else is calling you. Why can't you be my nephew? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I love that. One last thing. I saw this. I liked this a lot. A guy went viral for complaining about a toy he bought on Temu. I've still never used Temu to purchase anything. I don't know if it's actually something we can trust, but it's a website sort of like Amazon, I think is the way that they claim that they have crazy prices on things occasionally. But he bought a toy that had a tremendous amount of misspellings. It was like a wood-based puzzle thing for a kid. And he said every shape that you picked up, the shape, like way it was, the word was written was totally misspelled, completely crazy. And he said, "Not today, Satan," in his social media post, where I guess he intends to return it. I guess this is a pretty common thing if you buy stuff on Temu, that the grammar, the English, whatever it is terrible on the toy itself.
It sounds like what they're doing is like these knockoff toys that are made in other countries where you don't have the copyrights necessarily the same that we have to abide by. Like I saw an example once. It was a toy. It was an Iron Man action figure, except it was called Steel Man. And I kid you not. And there was a series of them. I can't remember all their names. Sure. But there was a series of Marvel superheroes, except they were renaming them, you know, whatever. Like Mr. Invisible would be like Mr. Vanishing, you know, that kind of thing. And that's, it'll get lost in translation a lot of times, you know, and that was kind of funny. But yeah, be careful what you spend your money on. That includes Amazon too, man. Sometimes Amazon has a nice return policy, but a lot of times when you order the clothes you think you're getting, you do not get those clothes in the right size or anything that actually resembles the picture. I mean, you have to be careful what you buy.
You know what's funny about you saying Steel Man is, as a kid growing up, I used to get the knockoff toys because I was raised by a single mom. We didn't always have the funds for the nice ones. So we got the donated, the cheaper ones. And I kind of liked that. I kind of liked having the only Steel Man in my group of friends. And I remember it got so to, like, when I went to college, I would also buy all the knockoff liquor. And I felt like it was a similar thing to have the knockoff toy as a kid. I had the Admiral Nelsons, not the Captain Morgans. And Admiral Nelson tasted great to me.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay. I thought that was a good move.
Here's a superhero Cape Crusader named McCormick.
Your Superman's pretty cool, but my stud man is really awesome. Look at this guy.
Right.
He's great.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
I know. I had a lot of those toys. I wonder if they're still in my mom's house somewhere. I should go find those and put them up on social media. They'd probably sell for several dollars, I imagine. All right.
Well, yeah, just use an overseas address, and you can call them whatever you want, you know.
That's
sell
true.
them for whatever you want.
That'd be hilarious for me to make knockoff toys here and sell them with bad grammar.
That's the market, you know.
That is. Amen. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Matt's got your traffic.
All right, Craig. Talk to you tomorrow. Southbound 65, we have a crash after Whitestown Parkway blocking the right lane. That stops us to State Road 267 for an 11-minute delay. Eastbound 70 also stopped from Holt Road over to Meridian, Illinois for a 25-minute delay. Eastbound 465 crash at Allisonville Road on the right shoulder. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Ready for spring? How about a trip to Sullivan Hardware and Garden or Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan, where you can smell that spring is in the air? Hey, Pat Sullivan here, and this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, everything is 20% off. Best pricing of the season on premium patio furniture, already pre-season priced at 30% off. You got it, take an extra 20% off. Now, this only happens once a year. All grills and accessories, 20% off. Best deal of the year on all gas, wood pellet grills, and the Big Green Egg. Everything in lawn and garden, including the Scott's 4-step annual lawn care program, 20% off. Even Benjamin Moore paint is 20% off. Visit the Yellow House at Sullivan's, where all gifts, garden, and home accents are, yes, 20% off. Come smell spring is in the air this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, where everything is 20% off. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
Ashley Crane, IT Director for Belmont Beverage and Chalet Party Shops, has multiple products and services from Applied Innovation, including Applied Innovation's customer-friendly Managed Print Services program.
So the benefit for us is their partnership, their relationship. They're more than just managed print services, but they also offer other things like technical support.
Applied Innovation's IT professionals support your 34 stores.
They're just a really great company that has a lot to offer to a small IT team like ourselves. I have the peace of mind knowing that I have support that's reliable and knowledgeable to help me when I have issues outside of my expertise.
Summarize your Applied Innovation partnership.
My experience with Applied Innovation is absolutely wonderful. They're a great team of people to work with. They are responsive, they're helpful, and they're just affordable, they're reliable, they're just, all in all, they're a great company.
Applied Innovation, experienced backup IT support and reliable managed network services.
Let's talk about getting back to your best. Lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido? It could be signs of low testosterone. Know your T levels. Get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. The true experts are at Low T Center, and everyone's different. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Get personalized treatment at Low T Center. For current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment today. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's the President's Day sale. Save 50% off on all Lazy Boy, plus free sales tax, free delivery, and interest-free financing. Save up to $800 on Stearns & Foster and Tempur-Pedic mattresses with up to 4 years interest-free financing. Low price guarantee, free delivery, interest-free financing, now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.